The Mongols, it's been a short-term meteoric rise, both representing their nations. For the side of Aurora, this has been a long-term goal, thinking back to when Xantares first exploded onto our screens over a decade ago. Well, he showed his prowess. 30 years old, taking down some star-studded lineups on this run into the final, including, the team of superstars in that Falcons matchup.
And considering how high his ceiling is, it's incredible to think at 30 years of age, he's now coming through and still contending for titles and arguably playing some of his best CS yet, at least on a team level without a doubt. But even as an individual showing up in such a huge way, he had an incredible T-side against the Falcons yesterday, not just on Inferno, but across train as well. So it really is an exciting time to be watching Xantares in the current day. Here we go though, folks. BO5 grand final on the line at EWC between Mongols and Aurora.
We're going to start things off on the Mongols' pick of Mirage. Bit of a home map for the Mongols. One they're going to look to start strong on. T-side opener and an explosive pistol here as they go fast through mid. Xantares is the one they're going up against. It smokes down, no path for him. And it's a B split here, so Madja and Jota will be required to pull their weight. An immediate dink found. Jota still gets out with one. Madja dead straight away as the Mongols swarm over this B site. Aurora arriving late and a man down in this retake.
One more shot on Techno would have made this round very complicated, but he tucks in apps and Blitz buys him time to get this bomb in the bomb site. Put down now. They've got to move quick. Aurora against the clock. Kill given over. Woxic makes it work. 3v3 here, and they're all coming together through the door. Senzu has that cross, calling on contact, hits his headshot. The swing is a little late. His teammates come out to support, and Mongols just sweep that one aside. Pistol round goes their way, and that means so much on this T side. Des mentioned it as well. We just saw these guys take each other on a bounty. It was 11-1 CT halves into an overtime game. Mongols 11-1 down, one out that map on Mirage. So T-side rounds, not just hard to come by, but vitally important. Pistol locked in and Aurora force up.
And no one taking any crazy risks here at the start of this round. Techno the furthest forward, while the rest of the team try and go for this mid control. It's respectful to open up. I mean, there's a good degree of familiarity between these squads. Aurora said it themselves in the interviews leading up to this game. It's a matchup that always delivers. It's one that always feels close.
And that's what they have to tell themselves for the last 4 times of play. Mongols winning it out 3 times. Track record has only been improving as they have done the same. So Aurora have to believe it's close. They have to believe that it's a 50-50 matchup, but the odds not swaying that way. Couple of exits here on the way out, but it's a Mongols round, like it or not.
I mean, this was just going to be the save. You wonder if those couple of kills, if they can find one more, I think you're very enticed here. A lot of time ticked off this bomb short.
Just run back.
Madja out of position, and Xantares committed to this, but he's doing it all alone. Gonna go fishing and see what he can find here around short. Looking for that AK by the looks of things. It's already been stolen away by the Mongols.
Still a pretty good save here for Aurora, getting some guns out, getting another chance at this force buy. The Mongols get what they bargained for on that B-bomb site. Oh, Woxic dead with a scout at the end, so not ideal. Aurora have to make do with less. Oopsie. So back we go. Mongols straight out middle, playing with some confidence here. Two teams who have had trouble adjusting to the stage in this year. Both of them somewhat overcoming this issue. Mongols especially saw them end their season in a major grand final, seen them pick up more and more victories in arenas, in playoffs. Seen Senzu have better games when he was someone who was struggling so much, completely absent at the start of the year when they started to make playoffs. Seen Mongols just been a safe bet for top 4. So they know this is their best opportunity yet. A familiar foe, a matchup they've won many times. And a BO5 with a more proven map pool.
Neat idea for a little gimmick there on Santares, trying to put him in position to succeed. And you see the stack being pulled together here for Aurora. They don't clear Maja in a bait and switch setup over towards short, but it's just a one and done. And now only Wakadia and his Deagle remain. Swift kill on Techno. How much more mileage can Wakadia get from this position? They're fully surrounding him. So living on borrowed time, finally Wakadia hunted down. It's going to leave it just on Jota. This Deeg arriving late, plays ahead of the smoke, and 9-10 clean with it. There's the conversions from the Mongols.
Very sharp shots. Matt just said it himself in an interview coming in. He knows how strong these guys are individually, and Mongols already showcasing that with some quick time to kill. You know, it's a nice bait and switch for Maja. Would have loved him to hold the shot. Look at how this second player turns away, doesn't check after getting the kill onto Woxic. If Maja doesn't fire off there, maybe he can get multiple kills, and that round could be more interesting for Aurora. You are rolling the dice with the resolution of your opponent coming around each corner there. So he just takes what he gets. Full buy comes through, Woxic, Orb, and Wakadia as well. It's quite an investment into a first gun round here for Aurora. Missed shot for Woxic through the window. The Mongols own that mid control, coming out from under as well.
Mid-control looking to be the object here for the Mongols in the early game of their T side. Going about taking the staging platform every time, and Aurora have kind of given up the room gladly. Even a double AWP pulled out here for the Aurora CT side. An expensive investment in this first gun round. And so you kind of need it to find success.
I know Mongols love these B splits though, so already seeing a bit of a lean into this bomb site. Xantara's moving over at the right time. Deep apps info from Wakadia. And A is so quiet at 30 seconds, even this jiggle gives it away.
Jota in the feed as well. That's the short component of this split removed. And even as Blitz tries to claw one back with this backstab in through market, he still has a lot of work to do. 3 players in front of him.
Careful.
The captain trying to create space here. Backstab on Wakadia. Xantares with the instant trade. And 9-10 walks to his demise. Blitz unable to open the back door. And so Aurora get on the board early. They will lose that double AWP setup.
Yeah, it looked a bit scary there with Riccardi's back open, but Xantara's aware he's just playing for the trade. Better than lining up. Got this eco out. Blitz, always a captain who loves to pull in a hero gun into a round like this. While many teams set up their stars, Blitz says, watch this. And often comes through with devastating results.
I mean, you said it already, but he's been having a great tournament individually.
Not just one tournament though, kind of back-to-back. Bounty was excellent as well. Pulling up clutches out of nowhere. Being the anti-AWP. Definitely a guy you want to keep your eyes on in this final. Most potent fragging in-game leader right now at the top of Counter-Strike. Tries to put it to use, but Xantares gets away.
That's, you know, revealed the trick early to Aurora. They know about this hero gun now. It's an expectation you might have had with how the Mongols like to go for these types of buys, but now you've got it confirmed. Everything just tightens up on the defense. They know the Mongols are going to pull in little tricks, little gimmicks to try and get Blitz involved. The window boost was proof enough of that, and Zantares actually following through with aggression after spotting the gun down in lower tunnels. He's on for a backstab here, and he's got multiple players, backs turned. Zantares, a lot of damage here, and going to force the acceleration of this play in a B. You ain't beating him with a Glock. Zantares cleans up.
360, classic Zantares. One Deeks connected, but nothing more here for 9-10, and Aurora are in the game well and truly. This next buy will not be pretty as well. Mongols, I think this is something they've gotten better with as time has gone on, but especially when they were breaking out, we were seeing this team make very audacious purchases, a lot of force buys, making risky investments deep in games at 10-10. When you could choose to eco, you still have the room to, and they would all in back-to-back rounds. It's still a team that often doesn't have the util that you would want. And this round is not much of an exception, unless we see Galils come through. Gonna have to make some weaker buys work. So 2 Galils, some more utility. At least Mongols prioritize.
I think on the flip side to that, Aurora have had great economy management throughout this tournament. I've liked a lot of their decisions. I think Madge has really worked on trying to finesse, breaking this new CT money in particular. We'll see more of that in the second halves. Aurora always a team that are down to hunt, and it's quite complementary to Madge's 1-4 style of cooling. Oftentimes you'll have your extremity player trying to remove as many guns as possible. That's in an era where it feels like CTs get more buys than ever before.
Oh my God.
Pegno with one hell of a catch to open up this round, plays on a timing through the ramp smoke. So Jota falls with nothing done, and now there's this foothold to deal with, not just out ramp, but with Senzu boosted up in the window room. There's a lot of gaps here, far from an easy round. Zantares wrestles it back into Aurora's advantage. Blitz makes it in. Chance at a bomb plant. Mazinho providing cover. Aurora going to leave this one down to a retake. Flurry of util comes out very early here. Considering now they're waiting for this backstab out of Zantares. This is him trying to be unexpected at low health. He just wants one more kill, a tiny bit more value in this round, but running the whole way. Mazinho's heard this and going to deal with the wraparound cleanly. Now left in the clutch, teed up ramp side. Does Mazinho have it in him? Got to get on this defuse now. There's the first out of Mazinho, but bomb not planted for him.
Oh, no.
Wakadi is off the defuse.
No kit.
Wasn't time for it. And so the clock is the friend of the Mongols there in that clutch.
Naja had the kit on the cross. He throws a smoke on the bomb, but he doesn't make it into the site. Teammate had to just get on it, but I think the call comes through. There's no time. You may as well save your gun. Really awkward way to lose that round out, not having the kit on the diffuser. And if anything, the big flank for Zantares, I like the move, but it slows the whole round down, and it is time that is the demise of Aurora. So nothing they can do there, despite a very closed plant for Mazinho. It doesn't come down to him. He still wins the 1v2 clutch. It's that one kill that matters. So Mongols breathe easy, sigh of relief. And Aurora force up again with a double orb, really trying to make this a staple of their CT side. Not the most common thing in the meta right now, kind of died out coming into MR12 with all the economy issues that CTs have, constantly having to field buys, but also just the shortened halves, meaning you don't have as many gun rounds. Few teams really do this. And that's Aurora, both chances they have, putting Wakadia in the B-apps for the AWP. I think it might also just be knowing how much the Mongols love to do these B splits. Orb stay focused on the sights. Mid control again, alleviated. Zantares. Choice made for him. Volleyed out of connector. Blitz gets up in a power position. Will be a split. Bomb coming back. 3 strong now. Xantares making steps. Is he cognizant?
Just going to slink back, and it's a B lean here. A bit of a misread perhaps for Aurora, as they're about to get split on through Palace. 3 players going to try and steamroll out here. Blitz spotted and dealt with back in the window. And Woxic just going to get to the safety net position as CT in time. He's out on an island for now, but that spot from Jota means Woxic ducks and covers. He's nailed the first 2 chances he's been given, and now Xantares arrives for the support, and Senzu iced out by the double AWP. Aurora with the reply, and that's even with the kind of misplaced stack, the early lean over towards B. Mongols playing to the more empty of the 2 bomb sites.
Yes, it's a lean towards B, but it's nice that Xantares doesn't overcommit there. He still has the info, he still has his teammates back. He's cut off the only flank path available for the Mongols, so not only can he assist if a B hit comes out of nowhere, but he's also still got info. He's still playing for the round. Xantares has come in looking really strong to this series. Of course, a requirement if Aurora are to upset. Xantares feeling good is a great sign. Again, clearing positions, this time early in the round. Look at what it's done to the mini-map. Aurora fully rotate out. They know Mongols, with the map this quiet, are just setting up for an execute. Xantares even clearing middle soon. The smokes go over the A bomb site, and this one is obvious for Aurora. They've got everyone here.
Woxic tries to open. Dink down range, and as the pistols close in, he just puts distance between himself and the Mongols. That AWP allowed a second chance, and it's a good thing he backed off. Now Xantares closing the net on this backstab. Techno, not long for this world, as Aurora close in around him. Wakadia to put him down, and Aurora tie this up at 4 apiece.
I mean, even killing Xantares and getting rid of his AK is a nice thing to do on an eco. They don't save the AK-47. Matt just stays on the FAMAS, unfortunately, so that's still a small victory as far as an eco is concerned, but they would have loved a bomb plant. It's now got to be even less here for the Mongols after all-inning that play.
A promising start. Wakadia and Xantares both have dominated CT sides. Xantares playing with a real degree of confidence here in EWC, and he's keeping that up into the final. He's been super proactive. He's been all over the map. You don't really know where you're going to face him yet, and here's that second AWP of Wakadia posted on the apartments. Ooh. Meaty nade onto Senzu. It's only Glocks to run him down, and so just falling back, going through the motions here, playing these long sight lines. Another swing and a miss. Badger is going to get overran. Taking one hell of a risk there with the push back in.
I don't know what's going on.
That's given an AWP over, and an AWP and an eco round like this now posted in the post plant.
Boom.
This is not insignificant. Blitz given time to maneuver. Nearly a full eco round here from the Mongols. Trying to withstand the Aurora full and it's clean from Techno and that Deagle.
Techno on bench, not his first rodeo. Big 3K with the Deagle. What a mistake for Wakadia. He gives it up entirely. It looked perfect to go play retake. To, okay, yeah, Madge is committed. Okay, he loses to FAMAS. It's really not the end of the world. You'd rather prioritize Deagle with no armor anyway most of the time. But then you go back into the bomb site after a missed shot. When you see them flooding out, there's times you just got to leave your team behind. Gives them an AWP, and they give them a round. That's a full eco win for the Mongols. Even a ramp boost for Blitz with that AWP finds Woxic. So not only do they get out with an eco win, now they have a double AWP kicking. This has gone from good to bad very quickly for Aurora. A chance to control the half. Completely robbed away.
Just for a guy who's had such a great time in these CT sides, been such a solid, reliable force for the Aurora squad, that's really a silly mistake out of Wakadia to give a round away. Gonna try and come through with aggression here, but it looks like Senzu's caught a whiff of something, closing the gap on Khan as Antares deleted. Senzu real clean! And that's round over. Maja tries to move in. But not for long, the Mongols back in the lead in a big way. It starts with that eco round victory. They're still running the grandfather double warp setup here on the T side. Look to get rid of that now. Senzu's rifle, lethal on the mid push. And I mean, Aurora have been giving up this space time and time again. That was the closest you've really come to seeing them fight for it, and it was not much of a fight put up.
Absolutely takes the cake and ruins Aurora's half. An eco win that is going to leave a devastating CT side. Big round for Senzu. It's really not been anything crazy from him in this tournament. We talk about him, you know, farming group stages and then dropping off on stages. Well, here in a single elimination, every map, every match in the playoffs. Senzu has come in a little colder, but still with those glimmers.
That's a great
time to find a clean rifle round. Aurora make a gamble. Mongols have been all over this B bomb site.
Okay, सब पी जाएगी अभी शायद से.
They're probing right now, not looking to commit yet. Even if this ends B, there's very little to hold down this push.
I don't think it will either, because Blitz is really curious about top con. Senzu with a tap to open. You've seen Maja. I mean, that is one of the B players, so it's not a hell of a lot of info here. With Blitz having pushed all the way through jungle and taken all this space, is he going to commit to a backstab?
I think he wanted to flank, but they've realized it's probably just a B stack, so no point. Just take that bomb up con and go together.
उनको दिखे नहीं तो पलट गए वो लोग. बीच छोड़ दिया उन लोगों ने.
There's nowhere to go here for Aurora. The Mongols even prioritize not giving them any guns, any firepower into that next round. Full safe on the exits.
We talk about Maja as like kind of intuition, IGL, right? Someone who oftentimes can end up kind of calling blind just on his read of the game. And at its best, it does Aurora really well. But here, he's had a couple of misplaced stacks, and Mongols have done a good job of kind of getting ahead of those, leaving themselves with plenty of time so they're never shoehorned into walking into one.
And I called out Aurora yesterday for, you know, going for a unicorn round of full saving USPs when they could have gone for damage against Falcons on train, but I actually think this one is a far more reasonable decision, not only because they can't break Mongols' money coming into that last round, but also I think they need a breather. They need to talk it out. So everyone sits back, they crack open a drink, they get ready for this final round of play in the CT side, because it's not been a great half here for Aurora. It could have been, it really could have been. That eco win changed everything. And Mongols capitalized, soaring for an 8-4 half. Aurora burn a timeout. Trying to make sure they have something to be proud of on this CT side.
I mean, you talked about that game recently back at Bounty and just how CT-sided it was. This really doesn't bode well within that context. It was T-side rounds that were hard to come by, and the Mongols have plenty of them. Limited util and no kit in play in this final round. Then we go back to this passive mid approach. The Mongols have had middle whenever they want it on this T side. Instead it's aggression. Now on the outskirts of the map, they go and sniff out Zinho on a late lurk. Over in Palace. That's a nice leg up here for Aurora, an untraded 5v4.
Yeah, nice to see them make a play together. They have two players going for that move, so even if something goes wrong, you have a way to remedy it. 5v4, frees up, more rotates, back to B goes Wicardia, and back in Palace goes Jota. Aurora takes some space and they keep it. Mongols sending that bomb through the apartments. And Again, a similar setup with Woxic, just controlling information towards the spawn. Aurora get eager again.
Just going to be another one of these rounds where Blitz tries to kind of come in on a bit of a lurk here and link up with a B hit.
Setting him up.
He's done this many times over in the game so far, but he'll get dealt with cleanly. And in the blink of an eye, it's just 9-10 left. This AWP on Catwalk, bomb away from him. 30 seconds to work with. 1v1 ahead of him for this bomb control. But as Woxic moves in, this crossfire gets established. Aurora will find something down the tail end of this CT half. The Mongols in the lead on their map pick as they look for this opener in the BO5 Grand Final. Two squads carrying the dreams of a nation. Turkish squad of Aurora taking a while to get going on this CT side. The Mongols pulling ahead. This is their map pick and one that they've looked to make home over the course of this last year. The Mongols in pole position, these coveted T-side rounds, winning out the half and now swapping over to the CT side. They're very much in the driver's seat to open up this grand final.
Yeah, a lot on the line here for Aurora, especially chance to jump up into the top 10. The club championship as well is looking for that $500,000 first place here in the CS division. Going straight into this stack, 3 players in position, but Mizzino found early. 9-10 back from triple, holds strong for 1, but Xantares is not giving him the time of day. He's waiting for his team to flood out the ramp. Blitz picked off by the Julies from afar, and Aurora explode into this pistol. Bomb planted, you give it a go, but how much hope do you really have? That might re-inspire something. Oh, keen shot.
Imagine with the spot on the flank, the only thing Techno had going for him was the element of surprise. He's going to have to earn this clutch, and they're swinging on him from the spawn. Aurora start this second half off with a bang, a big 3K from Woxic in the pistol.
Yeah, P250 king on this guy. Good time for it. Mara not impressed. As Mongols now need to dig deep into their pockets firstly. We know they love a force buy. It's very hard to turn away from the opportunity on this CT side. So UMP, MP9 A little bit of everything here into this second round. Don't you dare. Ooh.
And 10 scout tag down range. Softened up Madja. And it slowed this creep out through mid. Just continuing to harass from the top of ticket. With this connector space denied, Aurora going to look for other avenues. They boost Wakadia up into the window here, trying to commit to a bit of a backstab. Blitz has got a lot of angles to watch, settles on Palace, and that's when Jota snipes him out of the round. Aurora have their eyes set on this A split. They're coming for the 9-10 scout. It's been annoying them since the start of this round. They discount Mazinho in at the ramp with 9-10 picked up, and Wakadia holding on to jungle. Proves to be a safe round in the end out of Aurora to tie us up at 7-all.
Yeah, I can't say 9-10 didn't have a couple of chances there. Some shots rallying off, hit 2 tags when all is said and done, but only 1 kill in this round. Despite the low health, Aurora get through unbruised. We have a full eco now for the Mongols. Chance for Aurora to take the cake and run away with this T-side start. The game with split pistols. And no eco wins in the second. These Mongols Deagles can be deadly. As Aurora look to just keep it basic, they were going to walk out ramp there, but maybe feeling like they lost their opportunity and don't want to storm into the stack. Full reset round the world. 9-10 found pushing top middle.
Something that is just holding a lot of promise is the game that Zantares is giving you right now, keeping up appearances all tournament long. It's been fantastic to watch. The captains clashing over here in the apartments. Madja brushed aside at the hands of the Blitzed Eagle. So that will force a recommitment in towards A. Jota's been waiting here. It's the usual 1-4 style that Madge is known for. Gives him the option to change direction late in the round into the Techno Deeg. And this gets out of control, slipping through the fingers of Aurora. They thought they had it in the bag. Techno has other ideas.
And that is 2 very low economy rounds that Mongols have picked up in this game. One with a single Deagle and 4 Glocks, now one with 4 Deagles, and they just steal it away. Techno on the A site, spamming around with that Deagle. And Mongols, highway robbery onto Aurora. That was meant to be the lead, just handed over in the bag.
I think, you know, this is the thing that's really going to start to hurt for Aurora is they should be the ones winning this game. It's been 2 wild eco rounds that they've fallen down to, and if you can convert them, you know, you've done the hard part essentially.
Yeah, you can feel the ramifications immediately, right? Back in that previous half and here as well. Now, Tech 9 and Mac 10, limited util, Galil and Wakadia. This should be Aurora celebrating their conversion. Instead, it's Mongols' red carpet being walked.
9-10 Orb flashed off the line. He's got cover from Mazinho out towards the spawn. Wakadia, clean stuff on the entry. Not ready for a double concept of a Zantares.
Oh, no way!
And it's a ludicrous shot out of Zantares. Quick flick back round. And this guy's hitting hard. It's him and Wakadia, the 2-man army, to claw the round back for Aurora.
They may have less to work with, but they have enough. Zantares on an AK is all you need. You mentioned he was already having a great game. Well, now on the T side, this is where he's supposed to do his best work. And has just come through with an incredible couple of entries on that A site. That second shot is sensational. 9-10 in trouble. Will hold his AWP. So Aurora, that was meant to be the anti-eco mistake that they perhaps paid for again. Instead, they respond quickly. This game keeps on giving. Anyone's here. 8-8 down the stretch. In a traditionally CT-sided head-to-head. But today, T-side showing up.
Both teams have elected to run this double AWP on the CT side. Mongols trying it now as well. Benzu in 9-10. Bring AWPs into the fray. This is, as was the case for Aurora in that first half, a costly investment with their backs against the wall, the money close to running out. Aurora in their semi-final game versus the Falcons were able to break the money thrice over in the tail end of a very competitive match of train. That eventually saw them through into this final. Let's see if they're able to break the Mongols here. Now in the mid, Cardia and Zantares, I mean, this is the left and right hook of the Aurora squad right now. Boost up in the window. They have this space looking for one of the Arabs. 9-10 Zorb will deliver that opener. Last time it was a scout tag on Amaja. This time there's a bit more to work with. The catch for Wakadia on the smoke fade. Mazinho arms himself there. The one player that didn't have a gun in this round thrust onto a rifle, and Wakadia can't get a beat on Techno's rotate.
Sensu's got that cross, they're back in time. Still found by Woxic in. Zantares out, Woxic chases down the man to the back of the site, and maybe we got a 1v4 appearing in front of our very eyes. One put down, two players split up, AWP on the line, creeping in. Woxic gets closer, wants to hunt down his weapon of choice, and with a missed shot, it opens up for the clutch. 3 kills deep for Woxic, picks up the AWP, and puts it to use. 1v4 for Woxic, keeps his T-side rolling for Aurora. And Mongols reeling after that.
Aurora's southpaw. Getting it done with the rifle, a close on the AWP. You give Woxic his weapon of choice and he delivers. These clutch rounds have been the bread and butter of Aurora's success here. It's been a number of fantastic clutches from them across the tournament. Woxic with many a 1v3. Wakadia had that stellar 1v4 in the pistol yesterday. Matches clutch on train as well. And this time versus the pistols, they don't fall down. They hold strong and delivered a 5v2 to open up. They're looking for double digits here.
Isn't that just the most shocking part when you consider these 2 near full eco wins for the Mongols in this game? Not just out of nowhere, but also on swing rounds to break Aurora's economy. And this time in the second half, they shrug it off. They go on to win a clutch. And now they sit, surely, 10-8 up. Techno's pistol on the short side. Got a gun for him here, but ugly on the spam. 5-7 lets him down. Wakadia lets him know he messed up. And so Aurora, with ease, take the lead clean.
A couple of low players, that's the bomb.
Okay.
That's a follow-up for Mazinho. The 2 low HP players both knocked out, but the rifles are able to clean up. It's Zantares, 22 kills deep. Keeping up his fantastic form all tournament long. Only concerning game for him was the very first map they played here in EWC, and since that point, he has been red hot.
Yeah, I mean, that was a map where no one showed up for Aurora at all. There wasn't a single good thing to talk about. They got blown out by FaZe on Inferno. They locked in for the rest of the series. They dominated FaZe, eliminated them, and sent them into roster changes. Since that point, Aurora have been red hot. Could they really be taking Mongols map pick? Ever-present Mirage. by the end of
अबे
things. It
इतना
does look good.
easy
Double
shot आ
entry
गया.
again for Xantares, just shooting bodies. This guy has had enough. This guy is here for the MVP. 24-9. Just an unbelievable string of maps for Xantares here.
I mean, there's something so cool about that. You know, it really is. It's on a time scale that's really unique to Counter-Strike as an esport, right? And with how much history this game has, the fact that 10 years ago, a decade ago, that was when Xantares exploded onto our screens, and that was, you know, where you saw the kind of rise of Turkish Counter-Strike. We all remember the old Space Soldiers roster, the idea that Woxic was never actually a part of that team. In fact, Maja tried to build an identity around a squad that didn't have an AWPer, where really everyone, you know, it was like a shared responsibility. But the fact it's still these same names 10 years on with a new crop of talent in there alongside them, and Wakadia and Jota, you know, players who would have grown up watching the Space Soldiers of old. And it's still Xantares turning heads in the current day.
Just looks a
You know,
little...
we talk about how for both of these teams, it's been the case of they've been making these playoff runs, they've been chasing the trophies, but they've been eluding them. The Mongols are still a young team. For Aurora, this has been, you know, a battle taking place over years. As far as they're concerned, the Mongols have 9 more years of this to put up with before they get to lift their first trophy.
Yeah, Mongols kind of speed run this playoff appearance, and they appear in as many times as Aurora do in 2025. 10 playoffs of the 12 events these two teams attend. And Mongols hit 3 grand finals, but they also taste that failure 3 times over. Aurora have been hungrily trying to get back to their winning ways. And now they've been given an opportunity against a familiar foe. They are not wasting that chance. Just a crazy swing out window for Blitz in middle. Concedes the advantage in this round. Aurora fueled 5v4. Mongols wanting to crunch middle. Got a nade for the window, not looking to do it. Just another solo fight. Getting strung out now. Another player comes jumping in, but it's an ugly spray, and it costs ammo. Still they get the kills. 2 from Techno, 2 from Mizzino. The round comes to a close. How do Mongols win that out of nowhere?
They throw some chaos in, that's what they do. I mean, look, desperate times calling for desperate measures. And Techno on this absolutely ludicrous play out through the window, blindsides them.
Insane recovery on that spray.
He can believe the play he just got away with. And that is a lifeline now for the Mongols on their map pick.
Oh, it would be so Mongols now to drag this game back and make it theirs, wouldn't it? Right when you're ready to count them out. Throwing in a 3v5, crunch in the middle. And only 2 rounds behind Aurora, with money dangling for the Turkish team. So once again called upon Xantares to find these opening kills. Him and Woxic putting on an excellent showing. Does Blitz learn from his mistake? This time the window smoke keeps him honest.
दे रहे ही नहीं
There's
है.
been a lot of respect shown in the early stages of these rounds. That comes with the territory, it comes with the familiarity, and with both of these teams having struggled on materializing their championship ambitions, everything feels very safe. No one wants to take too many a risk. It's a mid-control taken here for Aurora. 9-10 searching on his AWP, but going to be hard-pressed to find anything till they make their way through the connector.
Ooh. That was a chance.
He missed
Gonna get
it.
many more. 9-10 bears down upon them. Oh, this dance.
This, you know, this shows the type of respect we're talking about. No one wants to be that first player to fall. 20 seconds left, though. The pressure's on Aurora to get a move on here, and with Zantares boosted up into the window, he's fed to blitz.
Stuck on the site, 9-10. No one to find him. Vizino's got the cover from ramp. They're all up connected. There's 10 seconds. You can't even save here. You're going to get found at the end of the round. This has gone horribly wrong for Aurora. Going nowhere and going there fast. Just trying to escape with their life with their guns, but they get nothing after time. Hunted down. Madja survives somehow, but his teammates not quite as lucky. Woxic loses all his money and that AWP.
It's a big problem for Europa, right? Worst person that could have looked to happen to. Walks it down to just $50 with the death after time, and that slow burning round from Aurora the whole time, hoping that eventually Mongols bring the fight to them. Well, that never happens. And it forces them into a last second play. Hero gun for Madja. Senzu on this secondary AWP, holding on to the apartments. We saw this be the undoing of Aurora in that first half. It was Wakadia falling, gifting an AWP over. But Senzu doesn't look to make that same mistake. He nails the opener. He's got support from Techno. There's layers to this defense.
This would be a devastating way to lose a game for Aurora, wouldn't it? For it to come undone at the final hour off of that 3v5. With all the clutch rounds Aurora have won in this game, Mongols now come through with a flawless 5 alive anti-eco.
I mean, accomplishing that this late in the game is a big deal, considering, you know, it was kind of the Mongols in a weird spot economically. It was Aurora with a lot of chances to punish here. They've missed that window of opportunity. And so now it's a grind for Aurora in the dying lights of Mirage.
2 MAC-10s, 2 AKs, at least Wakadia and Zantares are armed.
And it's in a scoreline like this, you think back to those eco rounds that Aurora fell apart in twice over, and those have, you know, more ramifications than just that, but even those 2 rounds would have been enough to seal your fate in this game. You'd be walking away with the win. Instead, you're now the ones with a rough bye, having to call a pacey round, a set piece in towards A. Wakadia nails his. There's the follow-up, 2 kills on the
Oh no!
Blitz caught on a smoke push. Said it would be a grind. The Mongols head for the hills. 2 versus 4. They're locked out of this round.
Got a bit of money. Got a bit of intrigue. But do they really have a chance? Good flash play back in. Techno gets more info. Nade could go down, but it's the AWP that's trained on his position. He tries to rupture. Woxic eats the nade. Time still ticking and ticking quick. It's only Senzu's AWP. Quick shot off. There's a kit right there. Why not get weird with it? But Woxic says no. And with a MAC-10 upgraded into an AWP, puts it down to find 12 rounds. Aurora, explosive entries from Wakadia. It's been Zantares who's carried them through most of this game, but Wakadia, late entry with high impact, double kill in this A-bomb site, knows how much 9-10 loves to play that triple box, just wallbangs him through, never even saw him.
And it is very, very promising that like these 3 players for Aurora are in this form. These have been the 3 to watch throughout EWC. Zantares, Woxic, and Wakadia.
Oh.
There's Zantares with a wide swing out in the middle.
6 shots.
A 5v4 in round 24. A chance to open up this final by stealing away a home map from the Mongols.
You found the top performer of Mongols as well. There's so much firepower in this squad. 9-10 responds on the ramp. They go back to another hit. Just 4 players grouped up side by side. Techno, he has been the most reliable piece of this Mongols team all tournament.
He's in a comfortable position. Techno feels right at home here, back at bench, but will struggle to get out with more than 1. Woxic on the cross out through the apartments. That's as Blitz is closing in. It's him and Zantares side by side. These were the 2 Turkish players that for years you wanted to see play together, finally linking up at the dawn of this Turkish super team. Antares and Woxic, can they put a bow on Mirage?
Oh.
Antares dead, it's straight away. And Woxic walked upon as the Mongols drag us in to extra time.
I think we deserve it. I think we're going to have a close series here across every map. Mongols Aurora in just the first rages into bonus play. A 5v4 not enough to take Mirage away from Mongols, their home map, their comfort ground. They keep it breathing. The double orb continues. 910 has been a little bit quiet, but he found his shots in that round at least. Aurora goes straight back to middle. Blitz has been living and dying on his aggression in this CT side. We know he likes to push the boat out. This map, it's been more of a detriment than a help. But still a lot of respect here. In the first of overtime, no mad dash here for the finish line for Aurora. Mid control granted. Re-smokes all over the map, blocking both bomb sites. Setting Aurora up short, Orb here, wide already, but off angle for Xantares on the lip of the edge. Goes round through the Molotov, denied by the second Orb.
Great, the Senzu was ready for that type of wild move. That's nearly the collateral, but nearly doesn't cut it. Still two players entrenched, still two players to get through. Blitz and Techno watch over each other. The captain's got his back. And Woxic low on health, not long for this world. That leaves Maja all alone, and not for long. The Mongols with the first in OT. And they do it pretty cleanly at that.
They just have such unbelievable staying power, right? We've referenced this 11-1 comeback against this very team on this very map already, but that's, you know, not an exception to the norm for the Mongols. So many times, even against the best teams in the world, we see them down in a hole, dig themselves out. Support from all over, all the way back in Ulaanbaatar. Watch parties in the capitals of either nation for this grand final. Mongols just never go down easy.
I mean, these are two teams trying to put their nations on the map in Counter-Strike. Two squads with very passionate fan bases, eager to get behind their squads.
(11-8) lead for Aurora. Now they sit around down in overtime.
Pacey attempt to get out through mid and try and commit to one of these beast blades. Senzu again is a problem. Techno farming on the apartment.
Oh my God.
Will get dealt with by Woxic. That's a convincing shot and a chance to slow down here in the 2-on-3. Take the pace out a bit.
No.
Wait for reactions. 910 is knife pulled. And is Wakadia ready for Mazinho out here on short? He seems so aware. Gets the spot off. Lives to tell the tale, and now he's trying to secure safe passage for this bomb on the rotate. It's a double AWP here for Aurora, and a missed shot out of Wakadia leaves Woxic in a tricky clutch. Through the apartments he goes, out Palace, and into the site he'll live. A chance to plant, a chance to attempt this 1v2. Goes wide on the AWP. Doesn't have solid info on both players just yet. There's a flurry of util out, but that could very easily be Mazinho. Sees him in the feed, gets the spot on Blitz. Oh! Sick! Adds another clutch to the tally. This guy is so calm under pressure. It's been a constant threat no matter who he's faced throughout this tournament. The Woxic is good for rounds like that.
So precise. Mongols kicking themselves, big mistakes. Maybe miscoms, maybe panic, the over-rotate, the knives are pulled as they come around corners. And even in that 2v1, not realizing he came off the plant. They're gonna pay the price. Trading rounds now, 5v4 responds, make that 3 as Mongols eternally stay calm.
You just couldn't have asked for this activation from Woxic at a better time. I think up until now, Xantares has actually been overachieving on this T side. It's been CT where he's done his best work all tournament long. Woxic leads the charge on T sides, and as an AWPer, that's impressive. And so having him is a bit of a relief to Xantares, who has been getting dealt with in the opening stages of these rounds. It's a 3-on-5 here. Woxic trying to sell a fake out towards this B site, hoping that that gives room to Jota and Maja on the other side of the map. The AWP looks on, but a missed shot from 910. Room gifted, room that Mazinho is keen to take away. And legs spotted, it's an easy close there. No miracle 1v5 for Woxic. The Mongols go 2 for 1 in OT.
Yeah, stressful game right now. Highs and lows for both squads. Eco wins, clutches either way. And yet Mongols sit around in their favor in a map that's been dictated by strong T sides in regulation. This is their pick, their time to prove it. Double AWP for both these squads, consistently buying up. Overtime gives them that freedom. Woxic tries to put his in a position to find a 5v4 again. But Mazinho is not biting. Cardia, same story. That's what he came for, but no kill off that jump spot. Xantares stops Senzu from clambering up connector. And Cardia, time waster, gives nothing on this B site. Woxic won't wait forever. Smoke comes down to the palace. Mazinho gets closer, and he's got to look to middle instead, where there's other AWP. Searches for answers.
Right as 910 left the angle in mid, Woxic goes and takes it back. Even a late flash over for Xantares, giving him the option to go and clear it from window.
Seems like Aurora's realized what's going on, though. Without the full mid clear, they will be a bit paranoid of a lurker, but all in all, they should just expect this site hit. Woxic getting set up in time, 45 seconds of smokes will make it clear.
We've had a great sequence from Woxic at triple at this event already. Let's see if he's got another one in him. It's a powerful position for this AWP, and Woxic hits hard on the first. Slinks out of there so that 910 tunnel vision for that trade, and that's when Xantares strikes. The interplay between these two is a problem for the Mongols, and a problem that might be too much to overcome. Techno needs the ace clutch in this 1v3. He's fast running out of time, fast running out of chances. That was the best opportunity, and maybe the only opportunity he's going to get given. As time gets away from Techno 4K, Woxic seals the deal on a tie game once more.
Woxic's just doing tricks, man, doing backflips, scoping up with the AWP, a constant nuisance, a nightmare for the Mongols in this matchup. Doing it on both halves as well. At a level playing field yet again in this game. One overtime may not be enough. Mongols take a breather, Mara getting close. For Mongols that pull this game back from the brink of defeat. Don't want to give Aurora yet another chance to close.
Another one of these mid walks. It's not super punishing here, and it's actually a double boost up into the window, but Aurora have their best man on the job. Torres in position to try and cover for this boost. It's whether or not he'll expect two, that's the question. It's the change here for the Mongols. So often it's just been a solo lurk in this portion, and he's actually jumped on over.
I think that's realized. Surely you hear that from there. It's a very clear wood noise. He's looking aware. Now you're sure about it. Getting wrapped on this A site, gotta watch out.
Jota's had a real struggle, and it doesn't get easier here. Stuck in sandwich, he's split upon. That opener comes in, but still it's far from comfortable here for the Mongols. They don't know about CT, they've got Senzu dead out in the jungle. Huge pickup on Zantares, sure, but there's still these CT players left to worry about. Zinho entrusted with a bomb plant, chance to try and spam this maybe. Aurora don't take it. They're going to play late into this retake, an exchange of guns here. Wukadia low on health, put on the AWP. He's been secondary AWPing on this CT side, so not the end of the world.
Oh, he knows.
4, 9, 10, and there's the opener. That's what's hoping to send Aurora in to this retake. Bomb planted wide, bomb planted for Mazinho. He was the guy to plug in the numbers. He'll be the guy to try and cover it, but can't quite get a beat on Maja. Boxed in a corner. Techno, will he arrive in time to stop this?
Yep.
Gets them off the defuse. Time's running low. Time is up. Techno, one shot to take them off. It's so close, but just runs away with it to time. Again, it's a problem for Aurora in these retakes. And that sees the Mongols through onto map point.
Yeah, there's not been many post plants in this matchup. It's come down to gunfights. It's come down to brawls in middle. Solid site holds. When you put Mongols in this post plant, no one overplays it. Even though Aurora calculated, read that repeat from the AWP at ramp. Flush Mazzino out with a Molotov, it's still not enough. That's Mongols' first map point.
We've seen them show resilience. Let's see if Aurora can do the same. One round for a second overtime to open up this final. Something both teams knew would be required of them.
Wow.
And that is a ludicrous way to start. Techno so often just harassing on these B-lurks, keeping an option open for the Mongols, but that's not the case in this round. Top performer Techno. His round ends never seeing an opponent. And so if the Mongols are going to win Mirage, they've got to do it the hard way, 4v5.
And Aurora read this anyway. They move a third player over to this side of the map. They think, hey, maybe they'll go here despite Techno's loss. I think it's the last thing we do. They've read it perfectly. Players in the right place, but you still got to hit those shots. 9-10 with a drive-by, finds his 4v4, and now this bomb in apartments alone has got to be very careful. Rotate, cut down,
That's
but
huge.
still two in the sight.
Woxic doesn't really know where to look here. They lose Maja straight away, who gets nothing done on the B-hold, and Woxic comes creeping out on the AWP.
Oh my.
Does he have another life-saving clutch in him? Woxic with the first. Jota's still a long way away, and so Woxic buying time, caught out in the open. Blitz will find him. It's left to Jota, who's been quiet all series long. It comes down to this. An unlikely 1v2. The Mongols set up in a post plant. Looking to finally deliver on Mirage, and they walk it over the line. 4 versus 5 to pick it up, dragging us into OT. They have the staying power. Mirage goes their way. Aurora will have to dig deep and bounce back on Dust 2.
A tug of war on Mirage. Once again, the Mongols able to get this one over the line. I say once again, Jacob, because we very recently saw these two teams going head-to-head. Very similar scoreline as well, but I would argue completely different narratives, because finally, these two teams looking competitive on their T sides.
Very explosive game for both teams, especially as you said on the T side. Both of them were able to get rounds. Both of them were able to apply an awful lot of pressure, both on the A and the B bomb side. So I think you're right in saying that even though the scoreline may seem it was a close game like before, this was a different type of Counter-Strike game. It was very much back and forth. Felt like it had a nerve to it throughout the entirety of the map. Sometimes I feel like when you're watching Counter-Strike games, you lack the nerve from the get-go. You need to get closer to 13 before you feel the pressure. But it felt like both of these lineups were coming in, really realizing the importance of winning the first map and getting off to a good start.
Well, let's talk about it in that context. I'm right with you in terms of the importance of winning the first map. This is a huge missed opportunity for Aurora to steal away the map pick of the Mongols. You think of all the clutches they won, the performances of Woxic, the 1v4, the 1v2, the clutches that he's able to put out. I mean, the fact that you're not able to capitalize on with those clutches coming in on top of incredible map from Zantares, on top of an incredible map from Woxic himself, on top of Wakadia having impact. Like, everything was in place for Aurora to take this map. And that's a missed opportunity that just gone the other direction.
Yeah, I think the problem is Aurora was winning some of those clutches, but they lost a couple of anti-equals.
Yes.
Right, especially the one in the first half where it felt like they were going to be running away with the game on the CT side. We know how strong their CT sides have been in this tournament, and yeah, I think that in the end, that's what they're going to regret the most about Mirage.
Do you feel like either of the teams were apparently feeling the pressure of this? There was a couple of moments that Harry was kind of picking out, saying, okay, maybe playing a little bit more conservative here, maybe not going for those bold plays. Did you see that play?
Definitely at the end of regulation and into overtime, you saw a lot more like chill, passive play. I think there's that round towards the end of regulation, I think it was like 18 or 19, where like you saw like Aurora just kind of stall themselves out, essentially time out in the round where it was a 5-on-5 with like 25 seconds left on the clock. Like, nobody wanted to make that mistake. Nobody wanted to step up to the plate whatsoever.
I think the biggest worry for me is, as you described just before, Jason, you have every single win condition you can check off heading into the game going the way of Aurora. You have your star upper playing well, you have Santares playing at an absolutely incredible level, both T-side and CT side. You have Jota and Wakadia, Wakadia finding impact as well, and then you still don't win, And as Janko said, like that anti-eco or force buy they lost, that was very expensive. I think the round you're describing as well, where you walk up connector and you stall a little bit, but you also almost showed too much respect to the Mongols in that regard. I think that was a big issue.
There was even the wild round in the second half where Aurora is 5v3, and they have all 5 players in mid.
Yes.
And Mongols want to fight mid, and they win the fight in a 3v5. I mean, there was a sick flash from someone, Techno jumping through the smoke in window, getting 2 kills, right? Senzo from Cat getting 1, and Mzinho pushing the connector smoke, getting 2 more. I think Aurora, that's definitely a head-scratching moment, because it all happened in a span of 5 seconds. They were all just dead, where you're just looking at each other. It's like, what happened? What just happened?
I know, yeah. I mean, just clumped up, man. You're exactly right, and that's like I guess going for like a trade tactic. I don't know, like it seemed like I have a hard time. It's kind of like a weird one with Aurora, like talking about their T side, because I feel like so much of the production. I'm not going to say anything critical of like the tactics or strategy, but Zantares gave you so much on the T side in terms of just delivering you an opener out of nowhere that it made that T side so much easier for Major to call. And that's where I'm just sat here and I'm like, ooh, it sucks that you lose this game, because he was just walking out Palace and getting you a double kill. And it's like, okay.
So many of your ducks in a row, right? And still, it's not enough to be closing things out. Should we go back to that first half, Jacob? Because you did pick out round 9. This is an example of the T side from the Mongols, because they got 600% more T rounds than they did last time they faced Aurora.
Good math. That's dangerous to do live on air. You're right. I think round 9 was, as Janko said, that was a tridimensional round for the side of the Mongols. It felt like Aurora was going to run away with it. It felt like they were on the path now to finally get some momentum on the CT side. You see a full eco. There's a couple of deagles in the mix, but there's also just Glocks, no armor. Let's be honest. Wakadia, not a shot you're supposed to miss, unfortunately, but it's okay.
Known to be an AWPer.
But stays alive, and does some damage with the nade, gets to reposition, so I'm not really afraid at this point. And then the timing here is just impeccable. Not known to be an AWPer, missing another shot, and that applies a lot of pressure to this guy, who only gets 1 kill. Had he gotten 2, it probably would have been enough, and then you lose control over the B bomb side, and he's missing another shot. So I think we're at the point where Wakadia, you tried to play the double up setup. That was probably the first and last time in this series.
Major doing his best impression of being the best man at a Serbian wedding, just gone up in the air, spamming around, not hitting anything. But Yeah, I think also what happens usually double up is fine, and even on CT side here, when he had some good rounds. Just when you know their economy is low, you want to swap that guy around, right? Like you want to usually have 2 rifles on the B bomb site exactly to avoid something like this happening, but I can't even say that there was no utility. There was nothing. He would just missed a couple.
Well,
of
I
shots.
feel like also you see like maybe some of the inexperience on the op from him, because I feel like when he takes that shot and misses it, he falls all the way back to market. And it's like I think another like a typical opera would have had like 3 other angles on the bomb site he could have taken, like first pillar with the angle in towards the window, maybe fall back to the next one where you can set up a little bit of a bait and switch and a little peek off your teammate.
Would it be fun if he hadn't missed?
Yeah, that too. But man, here's an incredible clutch out of Woxic as well. A missed shot from the Opera of Mongols on 9-10 as he comes in, and Woxic just playing like a beast early on. I felt like the early stages of this map was Mongols just like barely holding on, and then they just kind of built up into the game and started playing and increasing their level.
Was there a particular turning point for your money in terms of, okay, Mongols regaining control over this map and ultimately pushing it to OT and then sealing it out?
I think the round Yanko spoke about when they're 3v5 in middle and they get to retake middle and kill everyone from Aurora, and that's kind of what kickstarted their way back into this half. I think in overtime they also looked like the better team. I feel like they had, as we said, we had all the win conditions going the way of Aurora. You have Santaros playing well, you have Woxic playing out of his mind with AWP, winning a couple of clutches. That's not going to continue to be the case throughout the entirety of the series or throughout the entirety of the map. So as soon as that slowed down just a little bit, the Mongols were able to take over and win the map.
I think for me the turning point, there was a 3-round stretch. I think it was like 17, 18, 19, where there was like a 1v2 clutch from the Mongols, and then 18 was the round that Aurora played really slow and stalled out, and then round 19 was like an eco round right after that, and they had a pretty solid lead at that point, and just the clutch unfortunately went the way of the Mongols, which is fair play. Aurora won their fair share, but the stall out round was really painful, taking their economy away and having no impact on the economy of the Mongols, and that allowed them to close the gap right at the tail end of Mirage.
Shout out to Techno and, throughout the entirety of this map, but particularly in some of those late round moments. It might seem like a bit of a strange comparison to be putting him head to head with Xantares, but both of these individual players really putting some stellar output. But for Techno, man, he's just been so consistent this tournament.
Especially
I
for
love it.
2 players competing for the MVP as well, that were like in the contention of saying like one of these 2 guys could win the MVP, and both of them going toe to toe, top fragging for their teams. It's a really good show and a really good sign that the players that have been performing well through these tournaments for these 2 teams showed up in this first map of the grand finals as well.
If Santaros is continuing to play at the level we saw him in Mirage, the next 2 maps, even if they were to lose, you can maybe even make the case that he is the MVP of the tournament. He's by far the best playing player we have so far here at EWC, and he's the one keeping Aurora alive. It must feel a bit rough for him not to win this map. It must feel a bit rough for him not to get more help from the likes of Jota and Major in this particular game. But let's be completely honest, Santaros, he's back to his absolute best right now, and that's what makes Aurora competitive.
Yeah, and again, it's that tandem as well with Woxic, because he also had that great game. And I mean, that's the thing about it too, is like you have the Antares giving you the openings like that. You have an Opera and Woxic who's going to be able to slide into the gaps and find angles, be supportive, peek at will. You mentioned if Antares plays like that in the remaining maps in this grand final, I can't imagine Mongols being able to overcome a Antares at that level multiple maps in the series.
Here's the problem though, it was the first map of the final, right? But how much more, meaning how the players are going to be a little bit warmed up and everything, but how much more can you expect from the individuals on the side of Aurora, right? Like, they already gave it. Like, this game was close thanks to them sort of doing things well and fragging out, while on the side of Mongols, when you lose those clutches, is usually your guys have failed a little bit and maybe they're a little bit cold. So I expect Mongols to play better individually on the second map, right? For Aurora, I feel like they have to maintain and they have to play a little bit better as a team, right? As a unit, because it has been lacking in some of the rounds.
There's room for improvements as well. Matcha didn't have a great game at all. The calling is questionable. I think that was okay, but as you said, when you have Santaros walking in and opening up a bomb site by himself, makes it easier. Is that Santaros? Is that Major setting him up? It's hard to tell, but in terms of individual output, we praised him yesterday for having a fantastic game against the Falcons, and we remember the clutch and train as well. Today he was nowhere to be found, so I agree with what you're saying, Yanko. I feel like this was peak Aurora from an individual standpoint. We can get a little bit more out from Major, but you can get more out of Santaros, you can get more out of Woxic, and if you're still not winning, then also.
Well, I can tell you who is very happy after that map, not least the Mongols themselves, but also the Mongolian fans who are watching from Ulaanbaatar.
That's so sick. That is so sick.
Insane. This is crazy. Like, once again, we saw it at the major. We've seen it at multiple events, Cologne as well. I saw a stat that it was like just over 5% of all of Mongolia is.
That's the cool thing, and they do it every single time. At the major, it was at 4 a.m. local time. They showed up like this. That's insane.
That'd be a cool first date. Make a picnic, Like
Very romantic.
yeah.
I don't know, Jason. Depending
bottle
on
of wine
how
with a
invested
sandwich.
you are into the game, like I've seen you watch Team Liquid play. That wouldn't be a great date.
Well, she'd see me at my worst, so I'd know, if we're sticking around.
Maybe with someone who works as a police officer or something.
Yeah, probably.
Either
Seen
way,
worse.
should we move on to talk about Dust 2? That is indeed the pick of Aurora.
I like
into this
hypothetical game
series. Yeah, I mean, how's that going to be shaping up for the Mongols when you're talking about the individuals? You expect them to be showing up on Dust 2. Who are we looking at, Jacob?
I feel like we have seen a bit of weakness coming out for the Mongols on Dust 2, and I mainly based that on what I saw during the bounty as well, and that was online, to be fair, so maybe we don't take that into account. Yes, I mean, they're not unbeatable on Dust 2.
Well,
It's not a map that they play, at the highest of the highest level, but they have this explosiveness to them, and that's what I love about the Mongols. Their B splits, very fast executed, not afraid of going into the B bomb side from the get-go. If they have a feeling that there's only one defender on the side of Aurora, the Mongols will knock on the door towards the B bomb side. My issue with them is that they've lost a lot of those retakes, I don't think when they get the bomb down, they're not the best team at winning those 3v3s or 4v4s where they have the advantages, and that's one thing Aurora has to take advantage of.
9-10, in the match they played in Dust 2 against Vitality, 9-10 and Zaiwu both, to be fair, but both the Oppers struggled on it. 9-10 couldn't get anything going. So, I mean, this is one of those maps. If you get a Xantares playing like he did on Mirage, I don't think that Mongols is going to be able to win that game. Like, Xantares and Woxic can carry this map.
This was a clear weakness for Mongols in their map pool 3-4 months ago. It felt like they've improved at least a little bit since. They've had some better results, and this is the issue with Aurora right now. Are they a top 5 team in the world on Dust 2?
Nope,
I don't
probably
think
not.
so, right? Like, it doesn't come to your name. Like, with the removal of Anubis, they lose their signature pick, and Overpass hasn't replaced it just yet. We see them pick Dust 2, we see them pick Inferno here and there, right? But they haven't found their sort of signature map, and they definitely don't have the same comfort level on Dust 2 like they have, like they used to have on Anubis. So here they'll sort of have to prove it, right, that this is going to be one of the maps for them.
Prove it, and probably having to lean on your star players. You look for those individual efforts out of Xantares and out of Woxic.
Well, it's time to see, sorry, Jacob, how it plays out, because we are ready to be diving into Dust 2. It's map number 2, the pick of Aurora. Let's get it on.
Aurora going to be kicking themselves with how Mirage pans on out, but a chance at redemption here on Dust 2. Mongols undoubtedly powered up as that series went on. Just want to see the stars in Woxic and Xantares delivering here. Well, it started strong for them back on Mirage. Chance for Woxic to dominate on the AWP. That is one field at least you can say very plainly they were better than the Mongols in 9-10 with a quiet map compared to Woxic's nearly 30 kill finish.
Techno really is just having a tournament, isn't he? Playing fearlessly, winning them so many important rounds, clutches, low econ rounds, the lot. Careful, you've only got 3 mags of that. Spamming through the mid-smoke, going back into a heavy B setup. Aurora climb cat. Options are open.
I like how active they're being here. The Mongols with aggression in the upper tunnels. First kill picked up by Blitz. Gonna be keeping a watchful eye on Jota, who never really got going back on that first map. His absence certainly felt by Aurora.
I think he saw him there with a jump.
Xantares teed up with a flashbang, put in a position to succeed. 2 kills from him in the openings. And he's going to round it out with damage on the third. Wakadia there to pick it up. More aggression from Aurora. And no road left to run for the Mongols. They might have found that opener, but past that point, everything comes up in favor of the Aurora T side.
Awkward timing for Techno really in tunnels, and that's what opens up the dam. It breaks on the B-bomb site. Xantares definitely got that info with jump spot. The whole team hound down that back plat player after he comes through the smoke with the jewel. He's putting it to use and putting a pistol down the way of Aurora. But as we've already seen in this series and many times for the Mongols, is that they never go down without a fight. So Aurora have to stay fully focused, locked in, 5 maps away against the Mongols, who are just as hungry to take their first trophy. Oof. The Mongols, at least they've taken a land trophy before for 4 players of Aurora, not once. But an S tier, that's a different beast. Nice push for Xantares, just playing DM. Before the smoke blooms, Aurora make it into the bomb site. Minimal casualties. Go on. Go on. But not today. Woxic no scope. That's one way to do it.
All right, that's pretty cool. And cleanly puts down this force spy from the Mongols. I mean, it was these rounds that Aurora struggled with back on map 1. It was these rounds that made a world of difference in that game. They'd even found the conversion on one of the 2 that they lost. It would have been a very different picture painted here in this final. And so good to see them start off Dust 2, not falling down to the Mongols' force.
Oh, is Riccardi gonna die? No, maybe not, just in time. Gets back into the pit. Seeing those bomb radiuses have been increased. Even on Dust 2, gotta be very careful now. Can't save a car on the B site. Even on the long corner, high damage. Look at this one. As you do. Aurora coming in calm. We got P250 and Deagles for the Mongols. Won 2 huge eco rounds last map, but I will not be here and now. Not with a B rush like this. No one in the bomb site. Jota double entry. And Xantares comes running.
I think Joe just needs a little bit of confidence to build up here. So rounds like this are a nice time to try and create that. As his double opening brushes aside the pistols, secures this round for Aurora. Senzu has missed the timing here to find a gun. One thing you're going to note about these Aurora T-sides is they are always willing to hunt. They won't even really have to have their own money established a lot of the time. Magic likes to try and chip away at the opponent, also then build it up for himself. That'll be relevant later on as the guns now look to make an appearance for the Mongols. Another map where the double AWP is certainly an option here. Much like we saw back on Mirage, both teams fielded it. Riccardi and Woxic for the side of Aurora, 9-10. He'll be the only one donning it here in this first rifle round.
Long corner smoke, but they come swinging through. Mongols not afraid to fight them at the long side. 3 CTs willing to die, but Blitz puts 2 Aurora players down before all is said and done. Easily held, good grenades, and not a spot of damage done from the T's. Aurora take the space out middle. Xantares knows needs a couple of crisp kills towards this B bomb site to change the course of the round. Orb holds him down here in spawn. He's got no smoke for this cross either.
Just as demonstrated by kind of how he's moving around the map. Xantares trying to play with real confidence here, charges it down mid, but at the mercy of a long-range fight versus that 9-10 AWP. And now just a slink out in towards this B site, Woxic's AWP.
Careful.
Let's get the spot.
Oh no.
On Senzu, a wide swing forced. Woxic hits the flick, but they're both bought low, and the rotates have already arrived here for the Mongols.
They get the smoke down in the door. And they do it without peeking. You can bounce off the left side. They go back to throw a lineup. Make sure they're safe. The rifle moves through, knowing they're low. Blitz can just win this round with a couple of shots. Window peek might be punished. Molotov down. 9-10 hits that shot, and Woxic does not. So Mongols stop the spill in this B site. 2 AWPs even saved. Mongols making it clear again, back-to-back maps, and on Dust 2, no better place for it. That's a scary round that Aurora make interesting with a couple of B entries. But it was never meant to go much further. Blitz takes matters into his own hands. Relatively quiet for the most part on Mirage. Came alive near the end in the overtimes. But this is a far better map for him at times.
we have this double up now to play with, but when we saw Senzu donning it back in Bounty, there was some pretty rough moments, I would say. I don't think it was very much a highlight of Dust 2 for the Mongols.
Nice.
But a better start here, a clash with Woxic in the head-to-head. Senzu delivers a 5v4 and knocks out a key player from the Aurora ranks. That sniper gone.
Gonna give up short as well. Gonna put the AWP on the cross. Can assist Mazzino at long as well. Aurora take mid control, but gonna be forced to execute if they want to win this round. Still doing the staging, knowing the double AWP is in play. Makes every angle treacherous. 3 flashes to make this happen. 1 smoke to buy a bit of room. As the map goes quiet, Blitz pulls back, realizing what's going on. Molotov is well timed. That smoke goes in spawn though, so in terms of the cross, 910's gonna have open shots here with the AWP. Blitz thinks it's a fake out. That's exactly what Aurora wants, but they've still got to get past this AWP.
910 position to succeed. Blitz even coming through to lend a helping hand, and Blitz destroys the short play. It's only Madja left, and anytime he opens himself up to long, he opens himself up to that 910 AWP. 15 seconds left, and Madja can't make a dent.
Sharp shots from Blitz right now, definitely having his impact, even coming through that smoke. He got pulled out of position to the wrong place, and everyone does their job. Mazzino realizes long is empty, does a high flash for Blitz to come through and get his 2nd kill off spawn. 910 hits his 1 shot on the first player dropping into Blitz that could cause a problem. It's a round where the waterfall, the first kill makes all the difference. If Aurora get it, they can flood the site. Instead, leaves them with nothing. Mac 10 and Glocks. As Mongols build back into this game.
Blitz with a very audacious play, but supplemented by the Senzu AWP. The mid spill is denied. So Aurora changed the plan. They used up what little util they had on that mid to be.
Just gonna go through now. But no other choice.
So once more, 910 is given free reign over these short fights.
High flash, Mazzino stops the lurker. 910 easy shots. The Eagle does do something, but comes at the cost of everyone else. Him and Mazzino hold strong with 2 apiece. And Mongols get rid of that eco. Gonna need this buy round to hit hard for Aurora, and they know that just as much. Pause comes through. And even Woxic's AWP just getting delayed and denied in this T side. Had it once and just got caught on the mid kill when Senzu broke the smoke. Double AWP right now, proving to pay off here for the Mongols. Woxic Scout, nothing to sleep on. But Mongols are a team that will happily use utility to make that mid-cross safe. Blitz even taking the AWP, perhaps for spawn here on the... Oh my god, that is shocking. I take it back.
Yeah, Senzu tries his hand at the mid-fight and comes to regret it. The Woxic Scout hitting hard. Considering he's the guy coming into this round looking worse for wear in terms of the weaponry, this is already a great result. Woxic gets his revenge after Senzu removed his AWP from play in the one prior. And now in a 5v4, mid-control taken. getting past this Blitz AWP. Woxic looks like he wants to do more. Anti-AWP scouting.
Oh.
He's got the mobility, able to just harass Blitz on this door fight. Whittling him down low. The Woxic scout has already provided so much to Aurora. You feel like they have to deliver on this round now. Aggression caught by Wakadia. He was supposed to have that kill in the bag. Instead, it goes the way of Techno. 4-on-4 squeaked out by the Mongols, and Techno slinks back into the B defense. Doesn't want to commit and overstay his welcome in the tunnels.
Don't want to be forced into the double AWP though. Aurora actually going to give it another go to go back. Blitz is swapped off, staying on the rifle. This only leaves Techno alone at the B bomb site, and as strong as he's been, to deal with a split and an essential 1v4, his team fully committed to their positions. 20 seconds, Aurora have made the right move.
Moving in now, Techno really is to keep his wits about him. First contact comes from the door. There's the cover from the 9-10 AWP, and Techno, cool head on his shoulders with cover from mid. It was just Xantares to stop. There isn't time for Xantares to win this, with the mid-split component cut down by the Mongols. Xantares left to leave the round with that AK.
And realization just sets in so quick for the Mongols. They know those smokes are fake, and they just immediately run to spawn. The fact that they're able to offer 2 kills on the assist from CT spawn is incredible. Yeah, what a shot for Woxic, but matters not when it comes down to it. Techno only needs 1 kill inside of that B bomb site to stop the round from coming through. Look how quick Mongols are right behind Aurora. And again, we got another broken buy for Aurora. The Mongols have been winning out these ecos. Aurora don't have anything like this to their name. Xantares hero AK, but the AWPs have just proven to be such a problem, and he's yet to step past them.
I think, you know, in some of these other games across the tournament, you've got to see matches calling at its best, but here, feels like he's struggling to get a super solid read on the Mongols, and so it's leading to some of these awkward slowdowns. These last-second execs, always having to do more with less as well, right? Their economy got thrown off a couple of rounds ago, and it still is yet to re-establish itself.
Well, in that last round, it's awkward because the read was perfect. The idea was, you know, there. He knew Mongols' positions, and there was only one on the B bomb site, but they used both their smokes for the cat execute. They had nothing for CT spawn, and so when Mongols realize at 15 seconds that's a fake, they just drop down and have open kills. Oh, didn't get the molly out.
Shot for 9-10. Mazinho provides cover. Ooh, looking for a clean finish. Can the Jota Deeg upset? 2 kills. He knows he's about to be given a chance for the 3rd. Jota just can't quite get his bearings, and the rotates arrive. Mongols pulling ahead on this CT side. The double AWP doing them well.
Yeah, the anti-ecos are just so safe every single time. I really don't get, oh my God, I don't get worried when Mongols are up against pistols. Not a team that throw away these rounds. Quite the opposite. Oh, another chance for Woxic, but rooting for Senzu makes it difficult to hit. Woxic just trying to be the difference maker on this team side. Trying to be the guy to crack open a round, but nothing's worked here for Aurora still. 5 straight rounds for the Mongols. Aurora getting desperate, looking for an execute into B. Make up your mind on these positions though, it's getting a little scary. Xantares assisting in middle. Good grenade in upper, but the AWP is still in the right site. Oh my God.
2, they get a lot closer than he's ready for. Will make up for it with that 1, but eyes off the prize of tunnels, and Techno dealt with by that mid push. This one kind of a bit of a swing and a miss for the Mongols. Senzu caught fiddling with Util, ends up selling Techno in defense of B.
Yeah, if he just went wide, he would have had that kill. This round would have been on for the Mongols. Instead,
a lot of teams would look to save here.
Yeah,
but
I'm surprised they're even hanging around.
Still giving it a bit of a look in. And if you win this round, that's a huge middle finger to Aurora.
Oh, okay.
Util in to try and force the fight out. Woxic provides cover. And that should be the kill that tips the scales here.
Oh my God.
Zinho with a clean one, but it's not enough to propel you back into this retake. Man down, trying to move into B. So many teams would not have even shown the slightest bit of interest there. They still make it a very expensive round indeed. You will feel the absence of a Woxic AWP here for Aurora.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just trying to die to stop that all from getting gifted, or he didn't realize that the bomb radius would take him down there in that update. Unannounced, secret patch. Those who know. But I mean, either way, Blitz got out with an AWP, and yeah, Mongols, to a degree, it's a success, right? Just getting all that damage is nice, but it only matters if they capitalize. Aurora get back on the board after a 5-round hiatus. Comes from a bit of an awkward change of setup inside of the B site from Senzu and Techno. Mongols can forget about it if they follow up immediately, and they've got everything they need to do so. Double AWP, the haymaker. Senzu even in lower, and you weren't ready for that. Wakadi has been having trouble on this B lurk. Techno getting aggressive in upper, and now Senzu pushing lower. Annoying to deal with. Woxic Scout again called upon against the orb. Look at his jiggles though, just staying so mobile, knowing he can peek into these perfect angles and find headshots like that. Woxic built for it. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like the scout's holding him back.
I mean, it forces him to be very exact with how he goes about these plays. Cross on the smoke, naded opens, and Antares wounded, and that nade will finish the job. So even though Aurora get that opener, they lose players on the cross, lose a bit of ground. Jota trying to take it back. There's knives pulled in spawn, and so Techno given up for free. Low health for Maja and Jota in this post plant, vulnerable to the nades. Blitz has kept this retake alive. The Senzu AWP repositions out onto the short side, and it might end up with Woxic responsible for a hell of a lot here on this scout. He'll be the guy left in the 1v2. Can Woxic hit another clean headshot on this scout? It's a tag down range, but he's got to do so much more. Senzu swings him head on. And so the Mongols back with a vengeance. 3 from Blitz, 2 for Senzu on that retake. And Woxic's efforts all in vain.
And that's why you leave HEs in spawn. Just a cache of grenades there for the Mongols. They throw 4 over the top of the site. They kill Antares, they kill Maja. They do more damage to Jota. It's so oppressive. Constant nade after nade, an absolute barrage. Aurora can never get comfortable. Great work from Blitz, strong arm. And even though Woxic hits some tags, hits ahead with the scout, it's not enough. Jota's double. Even then, Mongols respond with another round win. And Aurora have just been in limbo all half long, beckoned to buy every time. And Woxic's still getting output, but just unable to have his weapon of choice. Santara's also cooled off a little bit, has run into those AWPs head on, round after round. Right now, things are going great for the Mongols. Got to admire how keen Senzu is at going back for this fight. You don't even feel like it's entirely necessary on the CT side. The T's will take it every single opportunity they can.
See Maja talking a hell of a lot on the cameras, trying to pull some strings here. He goes and takes this cat control. Have the smokes required for another one of these mid to Bs. Mizinho's put up on the boost early. And it feels like the Mongols are very ready for this. I mean, they've seen this trick before. They know Aurora have been desperate to get one of these mid splits going. And with Mizinho in this position, support from Senzu, it goes nowhere quickly. The Mongols with a very clear idea of what Aurora are hoping to accomplish on this T-half, and it's another clean shutdown.
Yeah, and if you're not getting away with mid to Bs, if you're not even getting in control of middle in those mid to Bs, you've got no hope left in this half. The cat splits have been shut down. We haven't seen any successful long takes really in this T side. And Ulaanbaatar is getting more packed by the minute as Mongols pick up more rounds. Jump across, and 910 hits that shot. He shows Senzu how it's done. And that's Woxic Scout again, still hitting the tag, but not enough. Limited by his weaponry. Mongols looking for a dominant CT side here on Dust 2. On Aurora's map pick, no less. Contact might be the answer. They've caught Mongols off guard once or twice in this game. Blitz, eyes on the prize, stays aware.
To the dome straight away, that softened him up, and 910 has this supporting util. Flashes go in, leaving Blitz blind. 910, they're in the sight, they're all around him. Maja with the execution from this long wrap, and suddenly Aurora looking to pull up and do good on a 5-round half at least, feeling like they've recovered something here on their T side. Senzu, no harm in trying, an unlikely 1v4. So much time away from him, no winning this. Not with Aurora set up in this post plant. Trying to break through this A site all half long. They finally do it in round 12, and they get it done cleanly. Still, it's 2 rifle rounds there in that first half for Aurora. Will this be enough runway on their map pick?
Well, at least they taste victory once more by the end of the half, and there's no breaks on this train. We go right back into the second side for the rest of this grand final. So no time to gather your thoughts. Straight into a pistol here with Mongols on the T side, having to lead their way back in this game. Aggressive pistol for Aurora. Straight down lower goes Jota. A quick reset. Quick tech. We're live again. Aurora's map pick down in the hole, but not out.
So they run that back. Try to play this double lowest setup. You even have Zantares spotting mid. Cardia, kind of strong. That is a huge swing and a miss.
Back of the head.
That could have been a 5v4. Might have tempted Techno to chase down into this double setup in lower. Instead, it's Senzu gonna pluck Wakadia out of the round. And I mean, his absence has been very notable here on Dust 2. He's been fantastic all tournament long. There's been moments where him and Zantares are trying between the two of them to get these games over the line. You're gonna need him on this CT side. Not the start Wakadia was hoping for. Jota has to bail. And a path opens into this B site. Will Woxic be able to change that? Dinked immediately. And the defense split low on health. The Mongols teed up for yet more success on Dust 2.
Just so much damage done on these two players. How do you get out of this one? Madge is probably going to have to carry them through. They make a gamble together. Right now, well-founded with Mizinho out long. Mongols interested in splitting this site.
It's just the health is a huge problem, right? One bullet from the Glocks and your round is over. Maja might have to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. Catches one, but there's the swarm, the horde of Mongols overwhelming Aurora. Woxic pulling up late, one shot from certain death. And so going from strength to strength in this grand final are the Mongols. Pistol round secured, and that was where the bulk of rounds came from for Aurora on this second map.
Yeah, they're fully split right now, 2-2 across the series. All of them converted. No eco wins, no force by success for either squad, despite every attempt coming through. Aurora keep up on these buys. They have not been that guy on the low economy rounds. Will that change? Doesn't look likely. Clean entries out long. A position underused by Aurora on their T-half. Mongols make it clear immediately. This is the easiest means to an end. Punish on the B push. Still back in spawn for crying out loud. Aurora getting given nothing on this force buy. Whoa. Not a worry. Full info on the last two players. Bomb can just run amok out mid. And now even Woxer can't hit his shots. Senzu trapped by both scouts. None of this matters. The flank is in, and the round is secure. Techno with 3 more kills on his run for MVP. That's what Senzu said, coming off the back of their win against Vitality, saying, hey, this is the guy. This is the MVP. If Mongols take the trophy today, the front runner for it, no doubt. .42 rating coming into this grand final. Hell of a showing for someone who's not even meant to be the star of this team. But impact, when it matters, that's the Techno way. Nice peeks for Wakadia, maybe more through the smoke. Why not try? 4 kills in just a second. Techno gone, and Wakadia on for maybe an ace. Boxed in the corner, nades get pulled. Wakadia can't evade capture, and Mizuno might shut it all down.
It can't be in vain. That can't be in vain. Wakadia, he's had trouble hitting shots on stationary targets, but that 4K, one shy of the ace on a low econ round. This would be hope for Aurora. And it's left to Xantares. Oh! Nails his shot. And Wakadia's 4K is not in vain. Aurora still in this as from nowhere Wakadia provides.
Out of absolutely nowhere. Through smokes, through fire, past the spray of every player of Mongols, and Wakadia nails 4 headshots.
One of the most beautiful Deagle sequences. Magic just can't believe it. He knows that this can mean everything. Suddenly, there's something to hold on to here, something to grasp on this CT side. There's one more test, one more challenge. This fast B play, it's a pace change for the Mongols. They try and go quickly. Breaking through the defense, they've gotten past Jota, but Wakadia just refuses to go down. Another 4K. Back-to-back massive rounds from someone who was struggling, but a requirement here on Dust 2. And that's brought him back into the game. That's brought Aurora back into the game. Techno living on borrowed time. Low on health and pinned in at the B site. It feels like it's just a matter of time till they find him. Will it be this tag team that have dominated CT sides for Aurora across EWC? Xantares and Wakadia. Another tap on the bomb, hoping it baits the peak, but they didn't fall for it the first time, and this time they might look to just play through together. Wakadia, a revelation in these last 2 rounds. 8 kills, right when Aurora needed him to stand and deliver.
Yeah, was joint bottom of the server just 2 rounds ago and has absolutely saved this game for Aurora, but it felt like it was going to be a complete wash on their map pick. Full blind on that double kill. 2 more line up as well. It's on rails for Wakadia. He's hitting all the right buttons. And that has broken Mongols' money late in this game.
Just as the reminder, it was these rounds that let Aurora down back on Mirage. They
Surely
gave up
not here.
2 ecos, but up against a D ground, T-side Dust 2, it should be very hard to leave much of a mark. You don't even have util for a mid to be. Blitz.
No.
That is a wild way for this to start. Xantares, who's been the closer in both of these rounds, removed first.
It's long really the way though. Again, you require the Deagle to do the damage. Adja having a hard time here as an individual. Glock's coming out first, should pin the herd. Adja gets his one. The Xeno jumps so Blitz can hit that shot, but more damage done by Madra as he backs up, even needs a dink. Careful, support is in. This should be too far for Blitz, you'd like to think. And so the eco will get put to rest by Aurora. A sigh of relief, if nothing else, in rounds that have been far too difficult in this series.
Scoreline rapidly starts to close up. Mongols with their timeout. Suddenly Aurora have a lot more fight in them. This resurgence of Wakadia giving rise to a CT side Aurora can be proud of. And a chance to just keep the Mongols on the back foot here and now. With the chance to weigh in. Hoping that he has the solution. Also, Aurora looking good to move into the lead. That's after a very slow start. The long control is Mazinho. Smoke comes in and it's a good decision. He doesn't commit to that play. 3 players at long. Aurora anticipating a hit on this side of the map. When they don't get it, they'll fan out on this defense. Xantares retaking mid control. Catwalk's already been lost. Taken by the Mongols is the first step in this round.
Keeping Aurora guessing. Mid to be smokes in, almost draws Xantares out. Bomb is up Cat right now. Uncertain are Aurora on that end destination, but Mongols go all the way back to where it all began. Adja down in the pit. Could be exploitable here. Woxic supports with the orb. Gonna be a dry fight, should be an easy 5v4 for Woxic. Finally with his weapon of choice.
Not even outside of one flash on Blitz, they don't have a lot to make life hard for these long players, but the timing just isn't there.
God.
Both of them look away. Now Woxic's got a lot of responsibility. It's nearly the lineup, but nearly doesn't cut it. 2 kills found from the AWP long side. Bomb's gonna make it across, and Blitz won't survive the journey. Smokes leave gaps. Not what they had in mind. Senzu with a clean tap, but here's the backstab that was meant to seal the deal. Time runs out. And so Aurora bring it back, 9 all. Nearly looked like that missed timing was going to cost them dearly. Woxic does so well to provide 2 kills there at long.
Yeah, it's Mongols' flash actually that lets him down. If they just swung immediately off the first shot that Woxic took when he got a kill, they would have had the trade for free. There was no support, but they waited another second on a jiggle for the flash to hit him. At that point, he was already ready, cocked back for one more shot. Woxic gets more than he bargained for. And the flash doesn't even blind him to make matters worse, so I felt like a slight missed opportunity for the Mongols. Tiny detail, but in a round where 1 kill absolutely made the difference. No time to get that bomb and get it down. Mongols now just rely on this saved AK. Aurora taking a trick out of their book. Got the nades back in spawn. Good for a mid to B break and to assault on the A site. Break the long smokes. There's just so many options. So Aurora keep them close by as Mongols climb up catwalk, ready to go again. Looking to just keep this one simple, side by side, all the way into the site.
Woxic watching it from afar on this AWP. Going to be that first point of contact in the A play. You want him to start strong here, give yourself some solid ground. But that flash hits hard. Woxic can't see a thing, and a plant will be found for the Mongols. Left to a full 5v5 retake here. Those nades in spawn now proven to be valuable as they pepper damage across the Mongols. There's the killing blow. Techno up close. Tech9 removed.
Crazy Deeg. No way, Mazzino. How many Deagle highlights do we need? He backs up, buys more time. The AK put to use on the long side. 2v3, clock running low. No more nades at Molly. They just sit inside, and Senzu finds one more before all is said and done. Mongols do it again, over and over, once more. Low money, no problem. Eco win for the Mongols.
And it's in another incredibly tight map. One where these rounds make all the difference. Aurora don't want to walk away from this final as runners-up, feeling like if they just won versus a handful of ecos, it could have been an entirely different story, but that's the reality we're in. It is shocking how often the Mongols have found success on these low econ rounds.
Hero AK, but it's the Deagle that takes the biscuit. Double headshot for Mazzino. And Mongols just draw out that clock, put as much distance as they can between them and Aurora. One round up ahead, but win this, and Aurora have a difficult decision to face. They are all in.
This round, this is the game, it feels like, for Aurora. They have to have staying power here. Working within limitations as well, it forces you to get creative.
Well, that's the worst part. They can lose the game on this round, but they certainly can't win the game on this round. Stakes hit harder for some. Long control has just been free. Woxic gambling with the AWP up on short for once, and Mongols with no one even here. They puff their chest up, throw their nades, and then they wait.
Cartier getting curious about the tunnels. One shot from Senzu serves as a bit of a warning to go no further. Woxic, who was posted on short all round, has just kind of fallen back now as the time starts to creep down. He's actually re-aggressing, in two minds about what he wants to do here. And it's in this hesitation, the back and forth. Woxic caught on an awkward timing. That hesitation costs him dearly. Neither in nor out. Three players still here for Aurora. The stack in the right place. They've got to repel this here and now. Zantares overran. Wakadia dead on the long smoke push. And Aurora, who are all in this round, their ride or die. It's left to a retake. Badger up through the spawn, looking for that first incision, but 9-10's AWP barrels down from the long side. Quick work made. 11 rounds posted and the money broken. Aurora might be out of luck and out of time on Dust 2.
Such late rotates for Mongols. Aurora just can't get a read on them, right? Think about that Falcons game, how many stacks Madger avoided, how many rounds he read perfectly. He can't get a grip on what's going on in this matchup, and I can't blame him, right? Mongols, they're throwing mid-to-B smokes, they're pulling back for long. They're taking long control, they're leaving the AWP, they're taking cat late. Woxic waited the whole round for Blitz to come up short, and as soon as he looks away, that's when it happens. is Counter-Strike personified. And it's just not their day. The Eagles out. Map point surrendered here by Aurora. And Mongols say thank you very much. Plenty more where that came from. A remolly for the car, surely. 910's AWP hits again, finds that opening kill. Flank. Oh, yeah, don't knife him. Just deny it. Mongols making it nice and clean, side by side, strutting into the site.
Flash a little brutal, nearly opened a window for Wakadi as the Eagle, but it's promptly put down. And so a clean conversion up against the Eco, leaving the Mongols with 3 chances to steal away Aurora's pick. Obdust 2. And that's going to leave them in such a strong position in this grand final. A map away. Their first Tier 1 trophy.
And to set up to do it dominantly as well, right? This series had all the makings of a long, drawn-out game, and I still think it does. But right now, Mongols are certainly thinking about that 3-0. 910, crazy move through the smoke. He almost gets out, got stuck behind the door there on his departure. But just the gall to make a move like that, finding a 5v4. Even Mazzino steals the AWP away. So Woxit can't pick it up. Fires the AWP, throws it out. Keeps Aurora guessing. 4v4, and the map is open for the taking. Santares, very different game to Mirage. Can't hit a thing. Bit of aggression goes a long way. Woxit gets out after 1.
Woxit's had a very impressive round thus far, right? It was him with that late trade onto 910 out and long. Another keen trade there for Zantares' death in middle, but you see how jittery Aurora are at this point in the game. This solo lurk from Techno, and he even looks to live to tell the tale.
Shocking.
Aurora left chasing ghosts as Mongols plant the bomb over at A.
Can't die in the site though. Denied on the catwalk. There's even a flank on B. This one looks wrapped up. Pack it up. Aurora map pick falls as Mongols take it clean. Their first chance to close, and they act upon it. 13-9. Mongols, these two teams fighting for trophies. Mongols making the difference. They will sit a map away for the rest of the series. How long will it take?
The Mongols poised to be etching their names into the history books. One more map is all that separates them from completing a feat that they have been unable to achieve for so long, Jacob. And to be doing it on Aurora's map pick of Dust 2, that was spectacular from the Mongols.
It was, you know, a bit of a weird one as well. I felt like the Mongols should have won earlier, to be completely honest. I felt they were by far the better team here. Yeah, I think so. To be completely honest, Aurora, they won the pistol, they converted. Outside of that, in the first half, they got outplayed completely by the Mongols. I think they were significantly better. Then it took some heroics from Aurora in the second half. They also win that pistol, failed to convert it, but fair enough. You win both pistols and you still don't make the game that competitive. Wykadia's Deagle round obviously kept them alive in the game, and then Wykadia having a quad kill the following round as well that extended the game a little bit longer, but I think the Mongols were by far the better team.
Yeah, I don't disagree all that much. I just think down the stretch it felt like to me Aurora was in control later on. It was the eco round actually won by Mazinho and Senzu's Hero AK-47 that kind of turned the tide right at the tail end. So yeah, I think CT side was really strong for the Mongols. I think there was a lot of struggles. That A bomb site was on lockdown. Love your A defenders. You know, give them some appreciation. Show them some love, because when you can hold down the A bomb site like this map gets significantly easier.
Yeah, and even more so when you hold down the B bomb site too. But I think this is why I was worried, and what I was alluding to in the pre-game, right? Where this is how your T side looks on your first map in a best of 5, right? Like after winning pistol and you're 3-0 up and it ends 7-5, and you know the rounds that you were losing weren't even all that close. It's just T side looked really poor for Aurora. You know, there wasn't enough opening moves, so to speak, to keep the Mongols uncomfortable, right? It was just difficult to put themselves in good positions.
Yeah, I mean, I give a lot of credit to Blitz for that. I know, like, when I scanned back through after the first half, and like Blitz, they try to take long control. Aurora, Blitz got a double kill. They try to take catwalk control. Blitz got another double kill there. They finally take the bomb site. It's a retake. They actually, I mean, the only rounds they won at that A bomb site were round number 2 against the low buy, and then round 15 right at the very end, where they just basically kind of rushed it. They had like a really fast timing on it that caught the defense off guard. But other than that, Mongols was able to shut down every hit that came their way.
Always super tricky when you're in that situation. For the side of the Mongols, though, obviously we've been talking about Blitz, obviously Techno having absolutely coming out all guns blazing on that first map, but shout out to Mazinho for putting in some work when he was required to here. It's been a little bit of a rocky road for him, but on this map, he had some really impactful moments.
Yeah, for sure. The Deagle round that you alluded to as well was massive for Mazinho. It shouldn't be needed, you know. I feel like the Mongols kind of, like, if you want to be a little bit critical towards the Mongols, they shouldn't push themselves in a position where that was what it took to win the map, because I agree with you, it did feel like they were losing control over a map that I feel they were better than Aurora on, but Mazinho overall throughout the entire tournament has played a little bit better than he has after the beginning of the season, so he's seemingly trending upwards again. And then, as you said, Jason, Blitz, another great performance, and I guess he's back into the MVP race now.
He just seems like such like a glue guy, right? Like, he just seems like he's such a good presence to have to like activate teammates. I mean, taking point when he has the spawn here, obviously, but he just seems to be like the general of the defensive part of the map that he's playing in, and he does it so very well.
What did you want more of then from Aurora, Yanko? What were you looking at and going, okay, they've chosen this map for a reason? What was lacking in the second map?
I think the problem was also, it seemed like it wasn't difficult for Mongols to read what was going to happen or what Aurora wanted to do. You know, when they take cat control, they did take it but immediately fall back. You don't feel like the A players don't feel in danger of a hit coming in, right? And even the one B split that worked, if Senzu just swung completely from window and got Xantares, you know, his teammate would be alive and that they could both focus on tunnel. So even that felt a little bit fortunate from Aurora, right? Like, I don't know, maybe you can put a little bit of blame on Wykadia because he got punished once by Techno, you know, solo pushing upper B, but that now we're getting into really the details. You know, it's just sometimes being a little bit more pacey during your map control and just more punishing so that your opponents can't just sit back and sort of wait out the round.
This series, like overall, and especially this map, feel like both teams are playing like very standard Counter-Strike, right? Like nothing's kind of broken the wheel. No one's gone too far outside the textbook. Nobody's trying to like flex or take any huge risk. This is just like fundamental Counter-Strike being going back and forth of how these teams like to play. And I think that's why it feels like sometimes teams, you know, they're doing a very good job of reading each other as well.
And also, actually, this is the round, the Mazinho Deagle round, right? That was so important, 19. But the round before this was the Voxic round on long, right? And Senzu was the last player alive, and he was around Gandalf. And it was, we were sitting and what, like the Jota was cat, but when he saw that he has no time, he just fell back. Even though economy was decent for Aurora, Senzo was low HP. I don't know if he knew that, but if he went and got that
Took
kill,
the AK away.
took the AK away that Senzo saved and got a couple of kills defending the.
Yeah, we were angry about that in the green room. We were just like, why isn't he going for that kill?
Tried to kill
Why
him.
isn't he going for that kill? It's right there. It's
Gentlemen, I've had enough of regular Counter-Strike. I want some fire, and I want you guys to bring the fire in our doctor's notes by Al Habib Medical Group. Can you give me a hot take that is maybe gonna spice up this series? Jacob, I'm looking at you because you've had plenty of them.
Yeah, I mean, Vitality is going to make a roster change after this event, I guess. No way. Calm down. I don't know. You want a hot take? I don't think Aurora's going to win a Tier 1 trophy with this lineup they have right now. I think this is the one opportunity they have, and I'm not even sure that's a hot take, to be honest. I don't think they'll get into another final either.
It's
maybe
a sad
that's a bit of a hot
take.
take.
That's a sad take.
It's a sad take, but I don't think they have the qualities up there right now to be competing with the best in the world. This event was the one where they maybe could have done it with Spirit transitioning, with Face transitioning, with Vitality hitting a rough path. If not now, then never.
I think a hotter take would be they got to change a player before the season's over.
Aurora?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think, and problematic is who do you change? It feels like with all the talk about T-sides and everything, it kind of point the finger at Major.
He's just going to come back in then.
But that's just the good old minus Major plus Major, right? Like, give him a couple of months with his family, you're going to try someone else in-game leading on the team, it's not going to work. You bring him back, and now he's refreshed.
Now he's back in action and ready to party. Yeah, I would agree with you guys. I mean, with both of your points. I mean, I guess this is the one bright spot we have. So I guess on some level, it's almost like, let's see if this continues to the next tournament, if they're going to make another deep run into the playoffs.
Wait. So you're saying it's over already, Jason? We're only on to map number 3. This is a
Jason
best of 5. Is it over?
Jason can't be the one who says it.
Yeah, no, I just like to help out. I like to support my boys.
You
I
like
them having hot
to
takes.
set up the layup for Jacob to
that's-
say it is.
Now this game is definitely over. Like there's absolutely no way that Aurora's gonna come back into this one. I don't think so. Maybe they can make Nuke competitive. Maybe they can steal away a map. But if we're talking about the series, then I have the Mongols as the firm favorites. They were before the game. They most definitely are now.
Yeah, I'm not. I had Mongols winning the series. I didn't have it necessarily 3-0 with the way that Aurora had been playing, but I'm not going to change my prediction on the overall winner. Mongols is still taking this.
Well, sounds like Yanko, you were right to look into that crystal ball and predict a 3-0 going down. But we do have to see how it is going to transpire. It's Nuke, map number 3.
The Mongols with a chance for a clean finish in this final, looking for dominant stuff over Aurora. Pulling up here, it was a close affair to open. Mirage, the Mongols map pick, overtime was required. They're able to long it out with crazy consistency in these low economy rounds. And we head to Dust 2, and they come in all guns blazing. A threatening double AWP between Senzu and 910. Now we move back to a Mongols pick. It's Nuke as our third. This is Mongols in with a chance for a clean sweep in the final.
Yeah, very impressive game out of the Mongols so far. And I mean, we go to a map that even just the other day, they beat Vitality on. Done it not once, but twice. Absolutely no sleepers on this one as we have a fast pistol. Aurora, bit of a stack on the ramp, but shots don't connect. Major put down. Blitz keeps on chasing. The fragging power between these in-game leaders clear as day in this game. Cardio 1v3 with the Julies, and maybe if they gave him a chance, but they just dart down towards B with the info. Bomb not to be planted. Could just escape. The Cardio chased now, and okay, maybe there's a way.
Cardio Dooley's clutch. Where have I heard this one before?
Oh, careful.
Given a chance to deal with Mazinho, another fake. He's figured that out, trying to bait this swing out of Mazinho from behind the site, but not being given anything. And the whole time he's wondering, where has Blitz gotten to? Cardi is going to reposition. That allows the plant to come in for the Mongols. Now Wakadia is the one on the clock, and Mazinho deletes him. A convincing pistol leveled from the Mongols. And make no mistake, you can see it in how they're playing. They're determined. They want this trophy. They have been chasing it all year. This is the closest they've ever been to realizing that dream.
It's the swings as well. I mean, Mazinho just going out in that 2v1, taking the swing. He doesn't even need to. He's got cover from Blitz. These are the rounds that, yeah, they can definitely get punished. But today, Mongols are just running away with every advantage. They said after their major failure in the grand final against Vitality that their mistake was envisioning lifting that trophy after winning the first map of Mirage, and they wouldn't make that mistake again. Or will the Mongols stay dialed in? and look for a dominant 3-0. This is their best bet to close the series here on Nuke. Zantares won't go down quietly. Quick kill outside, but swiftly traded back to a 4-on-4. Guns still up for the Mongols.
I mean, any round where he's on this CT half, you can get Zantares out of the round with just a 1 and done. That's actually pretty good. It's where he's done his best work here at EWC. So keen trades out in the yard. Maja up close, dealt with straight away. So advantage resides with the Mongols. This force slipping through the fingers of Aurora. The Woxic scout reclaims 1.
And they read the rotate as well. Blitz's calling has been fantastic in this series. Well, we give a lot of credit to Maja across the T sides against other teams, against Falcons especially. In this grand final, it has slipped at times. It's not always had the stars to depend on, and certainly not been able to avoid the eco wins, the stacks of Mongols. This horde just keeps on hoarding rounds. This one, no exception. Aurora likely saving. And the streak of converting pistols just keeps going in this series. Both teams have done it, but now Mongols take the lead. Aurora for so long been chasing the high they felt at the start of the year in that final against Team Spirit back at Bounty. For Mongols, they have just kept hitting their head against the wall, final after final, leveling up. And while yet to taste that trophy, it's right there. It's never been closer.
With a kind of poetic win over Vitality to send them in to this grand final. Revenge they've had a couple of times over now since Austin.
Yeah, because
the Mongols, their biggest threats have been removed. Carve out this space and allow them the chance for the trophy.
Because maybe there were caveats, you know, winning over Gamer Legion, winning over 3D Max, but to do it again over Vitality and to do it on Nuke once more and to win it out in a 3-map series, once again proves the Mongols are of that championship caliber. And even though this wasn't the grand final we expected, it's one that Mongols are more than happy to play. A match they won before. Badger with a screamer. This is a full eco. Careful, careful. The wheels are coming off.
Oh, ugly for 9-10. And that leaves it all on Senzu. This is a full eco round out of Aurora. Looking to upset unless Senzu can do the impossible. He's got 30 seconds left. Maja up and over, cements it with a hat trick. The captain of Aurora promised to put everything into this final. And that is an explosive round from their captain. Starts with the Zeus, ends with a bang. Electric stuff to maybe resuscitate this Aurora squad.
Yeah, I want to say that's their first eco win in this series as well, so something the Mongols have had plenty of. Actually, excuse me, it was a Wicardia D ground on Dust 2. So Aurora trying to level up late in this final, in the third map. Oh, just dodged his blitz behind that smoke. Comes out with nice pathing. The AWP avoids him. Not on purpose. Lost to the wind as the rest of Mongols make it down B. Bomb in tow, and Aurora don't have this info. You may think 1, you will not think 5.
You even see that in the reaction. Jota left to move down here alone.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't know the numbers he's going to have to deal with. swung on by 3. Woxic's Orb now makes an appearance, does find that trade. 3-on-3 gifted over, still in with a chance here. Our Aurora are just out of position and they won't have this vent rotate. It's being held for now. It's focused forward onto the ramp side. It's Woxic and Zantares moving in from this half of the map. Blitz makes quick work over Aurora's star rifler. Magic has been able to find the gap on the vent side, but this is red. Blitz ready for it. And here in map 3, Blitz showcasing some of that individual brilliance. Not a captain who leaves the fragging to the rest of his team. Even giving chase at the close. They want this to be punishing. They want this to hurt. Woxic's looking good to get out with this AWP in check. Still, it's a convincing start here for the Mongols.
Yeah, Blitz here's Techno MVP. Not if I have anything to say. Let's see what he can do about that. Chasing him down. It's been these two, the outliers on the numbers for the Mongols. And Blitz doing it back at Bounty as well. This is back-to-back events where he has just looked his best. Been so clutch. Been part of these strong T-side leads for the Mongols. 3-1 off the top. Aurora call a pause. They at least save that orb. That gives them something to play with here.
You just feel like it's been so long since you've had a good grip on this series if you're Aurora.
Mirage, it was to their favor, right? They had the map point. They had 11-8 up. 12-11 up. And then once we hit overtime, it was just a different game. Mongols, who never go down easy, been in control of the series from that point. Doesn't look like it's going to let up here on Nuke.
Imagine even said coming into this, right, that all 5 Mongols players hit very, very hard. It's not a team with 1 or 2 star players. And that's where it feels like the Mongols have been outdoing Aurora. The floor is just higher on each individual. You could argue that highs have been hit by the individuals on the side of Aurora in Zantares and Woxic. Hell, Wakadia in there as well, but Maja and Jota have both been struggling throughout this final.
Felt like that 2, maybe 3-man army was enough back in Mirage. Like Zantares could have done it on his own, but Mongols dig deeper, last longer, hit harder as a team. Woxic caught in the open, they just explode through the hut. Techno gets a double. This cross out, not safe at all. Senzu has Zantares trapped, and even then, it's implying he's going for it. Stalling out his fight in the yard as Jota gets closer and closer, but even Maja is not behind him yet. Jota needs a clean kill, and even then, his teammate falls, so does the round. Maja got to be sneaky. Could they walk past him? Don't give it away. Free kill, grab a couple, get back on that bomb.
Senzu's outside, he's far away, trying to close the distance. He'll get there just in time. Woo. I mean, look, you can't knock it from Maja. That's a 1v3 attempt that maybe other than Zaiwu, no one would have given a go.
Yeah. Hey, what if he doesn't take the kills? What if he just creeps in? I mean, you don't know if you're going to get cleared at any point by the second play. You don't know where Senzu is, but he gave it a damn good go. Sharp shots, smoke on the bomb. Senzu gets there just in time. A really nice try for the captain of Aurora, who wants to go out with no regrets here. And he re-inspires some hope on this CT side.
Torres all the way up past Mazinho. Multiple multiple players now trying to go through on this secret cross. Antares will be in with a chance to backstab. That's juicy. That's something out of this MP9.
Oh my.
Techno and Mazinho instantly find success in the downtime. And I mean, this is the problem. You cut one head off the beast that is the Mongols. It feels like two more grow back. Techno's gotten so aggressive so quickly that no one's even ready for it. And Madge has been holding this shot forever, but you don't want to miss. Mazinho down low. Senzu finishes the job. It's just Wakadia. He has info on both players, but they can move quickly here. They can look to elude him. It's not necessary. Senzu heads up fight out in the yard. Pound for pound, the Mongols just hitting harder than everyone on Aurora. Come map 3.
And again, another round that just slips through your fingers, barely for Aurora. The double up for Xantares. So much damage done by Madja. Dink in the final fight onto Senzu. The margins could not be tighter. The rounds could not be closer. But Mongols are winning out, 5-1. A dominant T-side beginning. And they're playing with wind in their sails, trying to go fast out the door. Even though they lose the first man, the trade still comes in. The plan's still enacted. And Nade finds no trade. The Mongols, no way they go for it. Blitz, the cockiness to just drop Vent, knife out, Captain with bomb on back. Makes it down to B. Can't commit fully. Xantares, this is gonna be a desk punch if he keeps going this way. Who's clearing Senzu here? Oh no, I got bad news, buddy. It's all Senzu. Look at him on the player cam, not happy with that. Low health, Senzu plays it to perfection and caught out on timing. Madja peek from below, 4v2. The bomb coming back up, maybe there's a way, but Woxing missed shots. And again, opportunity, but nothing more. The gap is widening.
Yeah, it really is. You know, Aurora feeling kind of checked out here come map 3 as they realize every opportunity they've had, some of the best chances being behind them already. And now looking lost on Nuke as Blitz calls rings around them, finding every available gap. And there are many, many gaps to find. Each win for the Mongols looking to get cleaner and cleaner in this final. I mean, you could just see it on the faces of Aurora. They already look crushed. They already look like this final is done. Frustration setting in.
What a time to be alive, to witness the Mongols in this form. To watch their slow progression from coming out of nowhere just a couple years ago. A team and a core that made quick roster changes, finally settled on a 4-5, and a couple years down the line have gone from group stages to finals, and even in the last couple of events managed to take down world #1 in Vitality, doing it twice over Bounty to EWC, and now look to lift their first S-tier trophy. A linear progression, and all in all, over such a short period of time as a 4-5.
Yeah, it's impressive how fast they've risen, how quickly they've overcome these demons. I mean, you know, you even compare that to a squad like Aurora, who, as we say, you know, this has been years in the making.
Yeah.
For 3 of the players, close to a decade in the making at that. But even for current top squads who can never shake the stage woes, thinking of teams like Maus, who were eliminated earlier at EWC, just a problem they could never overcome. The Mongols have had that linear path, that strength-to-strength trajectory throughout this year. And representing not just their country, but kind of the whole region. It is just a beautiful sight to behold. Now in this round, things can get weird into the 1v1. Maja desperately needs this. Aurora need anything. But in all of these crunch moments, anytime it feels like Aurora might be close to getting some purchase on this final, Mongols rise up.
14-2 on Senzu. And it doesn't matter how close these rounds continue to be when Mongols win out every single time. Senzu, second bottom rated player for the Mongols of this event, but he is hitting his peak form in the final in this third map.
And I mean, even that's a decisive difference from the Senzu you've come to know over the year, right? It's been the case that he does his best work early, and he's been one of the guys that goes absent in these highly important games.
When they need him most.
So having him deliver his best map of the event here in map 3 in the grand final feels like a big deal. Mongols know how rare opportunities like this are, how hard you have to fight for them. They've been in Aurora's position. They've felt that dreaded sinking feeling as a final slips away from you, and they do not want to repeat that, even in this round with the advantage lying with Aurora. The Mongols stand to battle their way back in. Blitz wide, dead to Jota up at the rafters. It's just 9-10. He's yet to get a kill in this game. It's somewhat slipped under the radar. Can he leave a mark now? Oh my God! 9-10 from 0 to hero. If he could finish this right now. He did not have a kill in this game so far. But with that 3K, he keeps this so dominant for the Mongols. If you're only as strong as your weakest link, and your weakest link does that, what does that say? The Mongols are walking this path to the victory. And there are no odds that they seemingly can't overcome.
It's clutch after clutch. It's 1v1 after 1v1. The Mongols again powered up. Pace behind it. Charging out ramp. Disadvantage in this round, but when has that stopped them before? They set their sights on B. Ricardi tucked to the corner. No one yet to commit. 9-10 off the AWP, onto the rifle. And Molly will force a decision. Ricardi smoke buys him options, buys him seconds. But 9-10 comes in for the killing blow. You would not expect this move, surely, would you? Ricardi checking. 9-10 the same, hits the headshot. 4v2, round kept alive here for Aurora. They've just been banging their head against the wall, trying to get back in this map, and it still may be a bridge too far.
And we saw what the bottom performer could do in one of these man disadvantages. This is a 2-on-5 rapidly getting out of hand for Aurora left to this retake. Mazzinho closing in, spots them ramp side. Gets the info at bare minimum, tees up Senzu to try his hand at a clutch. Full blinded off the angle, but not a single shot connects. Senzu still very much in the picture here. AWP up close, leaves it to chance. And so finally, Aurora break through. It's real close on this defuse. It's still far from comfortable even now. Is it another round just lost to the timer? No. Milliseconds the difference. It's something, but it's really not a lot. It's not enough to celebrate. It's not enough to feel good about for Aurora, barely limping through these rounds.
It would always have to come down to the wire, wouldn't it? Even if Aurora win, can't take it clean. And that was Mongol's most chaotic round yet, just kind of running at them. Will Mara call them off? And again remind them of that final feeling, not to jump the gun.
I mean, I think up until now, yeah, you've been more than fine with letting your squad do whatever they want. It's all been working. Play loose, play aggressive. We're just playing better. That's been the vibe. But that one round, they know how quickly these scorelines can close up. And so a timeout called immediately. You can be liberal with them at this scoreline. You can take one after every round you lose. So they go back to something a little slower. Outside smokes in, it's more standard here for the Mongols. Blitz working the yard control. Looking for this cross, he'll run right in to Xantares. Pressure on Woxic, but he's pre-deployed this smoke, extinguishing that molly and giving himself a route out of the danger zone. Techno dead as well. Even though you've overcome some serious limitations here, this is a 3-on-5, a low econ round. Hell of a dig for Mizzino.
No.
You do it twice over, 9-10, more success. How many man advantages do Aurora give away? How many unlikely scenarios can the Mongols turn on their head? There is no limitations on this squad. Everything is working.
And it's a signature Mongols force buy, but it is more than justified in this form. 3 pistols, 2 rifles, and it's Mizzino's Deagle yet again that turns heads, chops them off. Senzu shuts out the round, and Mongols win one more unlikely buy. Aurora, hard stopper. As Mongols look for a double-digit T-half. Cardi's made a nice move. But even then, element of surprise given up, and the nades will be his demise. Jota has a bit of cover, but there's no surviving that. Blitz, careful. Just swings in for the ramp fight, doesn't matter. They depart. Aurora try and maintain advantage for once. 4v3 in a good position now with that kill from Xantares. A site is open. A site is very open, and so Aurora flood 2 players through the ceiling. Woxic drop back sight. There's a shadow. He saw it. Senzu knows there's a player up above. Woxic seen as well. Full info. Don't start cooking another 2v4. Not like this.
Backstab for Madja holds a lot of promise. It should get rid of one more, and that leaves a lower health Blitz, but he's got all the info. He's got a lot to work with here. It will start closing in quickly. They hear that vent drop. They know where Blitz is going. It's no secret. He's low on health. A shot away from certain death. And so dead at the door. Madja with a quick rotate down lower. Aurora starting a streak very late in the day. They'll manage 3 rounds on this CT side. That's all they're capable of. But as you can see, these are consolation rounds. They don't hit hard. You don't feel like this makes a world of difference. It's a tiny bit more breathing room in a very claustrophobic final. And one where no advantage has felt safe for Aurora.
Yeah, it just speaks to the mindset, right? When we don't see a single celebration, we don't see a single player trying to hype up, trying to stay in it, trying to reaffirm that this game is winnable. Mongols have them right where they want them. 9 rounds to the good on the T side of Nuke. A 3-0 looming over $500,000 for first place. And these young players have already made generational wealth. They want more. They want the glory that comes with it. 9-10, rallied shots, they run him down. Gives it up. Ramp room conceded. He looks so keen to take it back, but it's Blitz and lower. Catching them off guard. Woxic, oh, caught jumping, survives. Very awkward for Blitz. They're gonna have to reroute. Now they know it was never meant to be a B play. Techno pressured, back sight. Xantares finds his second.
Catch for Cardia. And a 2 versus 5 retake now begins. It's a whole different task on this CT side. No kit to work with. Clean stuff to find Xantares. Aurora getting a little bit strung out and giving away a lot of fights.
Relax.
They not learned their lesson. There's been so many unlikely rounds like this. It's been the entire story of Nuke. He saw him with the spot. They know there's a man backside, but they can't quite find it. Aurora able to collect themselves and stop that 2v5 in its tracks.
It's terrifying that that's even a conversation in a 2v5 with such strong positions. But right there, Aurora almost give us another nightmare. Mongols forced by yet again. These have managed to be avoided so far from Aurora. When they win pistols, they have converted. Zantares looks to do good on that streak. Couple of opening kills on this T side. Try and manifest a comeback. Meanwhile, you got red hot Senzu 20-6. Making nothing easy for you. If I get caught again, make that 21.
Oh my God, it's starting to spiral.
Not like this.
You've been able to stick the landing in these conversions time and time again. But this time, when it really matters, it might all come unraveled. Senzu is a demon. A hat trick with the dig. And the fate of Aurora sealed. The Mongols onto double digits. So close.
Just a sensation. All game long. 3 Deagles and Ulaanbaatar finally witnessing victory. So it seems.
I mean, the whole nation is behind this team. Whenever they play, the crowds will gather to cheer on the Mongolian squad in their ventures abroad. And so often, you know, it's been that feeling of heartbreak, what could have been. But finally, those dreams are looking to be realized. And in dominant fashion, it's the force buy from Aurora. This force begins the downward spiral at the tail end of this final. If they don't find success here, it is forces till the end of play. And so this truly is the last chance for Aurora. Force swung wide. Blitz with the cover. Blitz with 3.
What?
He does so well to get out.
Bye.
With this much of a home advantage for the squad now in this retake. Just Wakadia left. And overwhelming odds stacked against him. Senzu just can't set a foot wrong in this game. Been a part of so many of those 2v4s, 2v5s. Approaching 30 kills deep in a dominant and harrowing map of Nuke.
And we've seen some stomps this year. We've seen some BO5s that have gone one-sided, but we have not seen a capitulation quite like this from Aurora to go head-to-head, band for band in that first map, and then to just evaporate from the series here on Nuke. Never a point they were in it, never a round felt safe. So many clutches, so many disadvantages, and Mongols sit 11-4, facing those forces again and again until they take that trophy.
And all year, the Mongols have been telling themselves it's just a matter of time, and that could not be truer than right now. Two rounds away from finally getting their hands on an S-tier trophy. As mentioned, for Aurora, it's forces from now to the end of the game. The options will never get better. The playbook keeps getting more and more restricted. The odds so stacked against them. Another clean sweep of a round here from the Mongols on their sprint to the finish line. This is a team that have been dealt their fair share of crushing blows. It's about time they dealt one the other way, as finally the stars align. For a team not defined by 1 or 2 stars, but a strong unit, faith in each other. They are all performing at a high level, and they have been throughout this entire final.
And then to throw the bow of Senzu, 24-6 right on top. This is the star if there ever were to be one. One by one, Aurora go through. They meet their maker, they meet their match. They meet a 3-0 final.
And I mean, this end, it just feels like destiny being realized. It's rare that it feels this on rails in the final. But Aurora have been able to tell for some time what was happening, that today did not belong to them. It's the Mongols looking for this crushing blow. Finally, to place their hands on a well-earned trophy. One kill from it, and there it is. The Mongols, clean sweep in the final. It's not even close, come map 3. From the humble beginnings of LAN cafes in Ulaanbaatar to some of the biggest stages in the world. Friends from the beginning and champions by the end.
The world's best Counter-Strike team from the Asian region. The first time an Asian squad has lifted an S-tier trophy. So young, so inexperienced, but in such a short time, flying to the top of Counter-Strike. They took down world #1 back-to-back events, and they sweep this series without breaking a sweat.
Boy, the Mongols themselves, a man can be destroyed but not defeated, and that embodies the attitude that this squad have taken on their rise to the top of Counter-Strike. A team that has experienced heartbreak many times over and channel that to the pursuit of perfection in Counter-Strike. They carry the hopes and dreams of Mongolia, and here they arrive as champions. Your Esports World Cup 2025 champs, it's the Mongols!
The Mongols have done it, a statement victory in front of the world. Incredible. Senzu, I'm going to start with you. Are you all right?
Yeah, all right.
I think you're very good. Your first S-tier trophy. I feel like this must be one of the greatest moments, if not, it has to be the greatest moment of your life. You didn't just win this trophy, you took it with sheer dominance. How proud are you of yourself and the team?
Yeah, of course, I'm proud of my team. And I feel just normal.
Nervous? Well, guys, can we make some noise for this man to relax his nerves a little bit? Because it's not just the people here in the arena that have been cheering you on. All over Mongolia, we've seen footage of thousands of fans cheering you on every step of the way. Do you feel like this win is for them too?
Just want to say thank you. Thanks for the cheering for us and keep cheering for us. We will be champion again.
Do you think that you were underestimated coming into this tournament? There were lots of other teams that were marked as favorites to win it. Do you feel like you were maybe overlooked a little bit here?
No.
You don't think?
Yeah, I don't think.
All right, well, congratulations. Let's have a chat with Techno. Techno, come here. Let me come around here. Can you hear what they're saying?
Yeah.
Well, first, how much of a personal statement did you make here in this tournament, and how proud of the way you have played are you?
To be honest, I think it was I did my job very well, and my performance was good. At the start of this year, I had a little bit struggle, and not the good ratings, but however I came back to this event. And one thing is I'm really proud of my team because of the pillar top came here. Yeah.
Fantastic. Guys, can you just chant again? What were you saying? You were saying something.
MVP!
Indeed, you are our Sony Tournament MVP. It's Techno! Fancy coming to award this man with his well-deserved medal here. Congratulations once again to Techno and this entire team. Ladies and gentlemen, our final winners at EWC, your Counter-Strike 2 at the Esports World Cup champions. It's the Mongols!
They may have stumbled in Austin, they may have left Bounty empty-handed, but today they finally get their hands on that ever-elusive S-tier trophy. And the Mongols not only making history for their team, Jacob, but making history for their region as well. It's been such a long-fought battle to get a true Tier 1 trophy in the Asian region, and today the Mongols have done it.
It's been a long time coming for the Mongols, but what a fashion to do it in. A 3-0 victory where you never left any doubt whatsoever that you were the best team in the grand final. And as you said, Freya, the support for this team has been overwhelming. I've seen pictures from Mongolia. You know, everyone seems to be loving these guys, and I understand why.
Yeah, it's a party out there. Everyone's loving this. So I mean, they're all gonna be watching this. And yeah, a huge moment for Asian Counter-Strike. And as they've touched on a number of times, that's part of the motivation, is they wanted to help this region kind of rise and build and grow.
Great to see them now picking which 3 keys they want to have.
Vitality's in there. Who else you picking?
In their trophy.
Ooh.
Their Asian brethren. I think also what's really important, I feel like for the Mongols, when they would win a playoff game, they were doing much better when they were the underdog, you know, and have a sort of a surprise win. And then when they were the favorite would be when they stumble and the pressure gets to them. And here they were an absolute favorite and they played like one. And the result is what it is, right? The 3-0 victory, not being close on the second 2 maps. You know, they got the job done, and that really fills you with confidence, you know, if you're a Mongols fan, that this isn't a fluke, this isn't going to be a one-off thing. They're here to stay when it comes to contending for these trophies.
Just as they were staying on stage as well, this isn't the only time that the Mongols are going to be champions. Going for Team Spirit as the third
right?
key.
Yeah.
I guess they've still feeling a little bit of burn from Bounty.
Well, the two teams who beat him in the finals.
And the team they took down.
And a team from the region.
Yeah. Oh, and the team from the region. Yeah.
Immortalized in their trophy.
Right, exactly. Immortalized at the bottom of the trophy, going to get melted in with it all. So good times for the Mongols.
And especially good times for Techno. Only 20 years old. His first ever MVP title to go along with it. So humble up there on the stage, but I like that he could admit, okay, I did my job to absolute perfection this tournament.
I think that's fair to say. I don't think anyone expected Techno 4K to be the guy from the Mongol side to win an MVP if that ever were to happen. Obviously, we've been speaking a lot about Sensu 910. Sensu had a fantastic nuke performance here as well, and I think it's only fair to say that the entirety of the Mongols played well, but one player that really stood out to me was obviously Techno winning the MVP, but next to him Blitz as well. I feel like that was a close race to some degree.
Mention.
Yeah, I'd say so. You know, the in-game leader of the Mongols doing a fantastic job, and I think the fans that you see here on your screen right now, they're probably super proud of those two, because they have not necessarily been the star players of the
fireworks and everything.
What a celebration.
I want to be there.
Yeah, they've been in this position one too many times where, you know, Mongols have made it to a grand final and then they've had to walk away without the fireworks exploding behind them. So I mean, that's got to be a celebration.
Also, shout out to Mara, the godfather of Mongolian CS, really. I mean, what was it, Jason? 10 years ago in Taipei, the first time, you know,
something like that.
Mongolia showed up on the scene, and he was there then, and he's there still, you know, making roster changes when no one expected it 2-3 years ago, finding guys like Emzinho, like Techno, like Senzu to bring into this roster, and it's paid off so much. Putting Mongolia out of all places of the map when we talk about competitive Counter-Strike, you know, just such an impressive feat for Mara and the rest of the Mongols organization.
Yeah, you got to admire the journey that Mara especially was on, as you mentioned, from 10 years ago, because there had to have been some moments during that stretch in the past decade where people were looking at him like, what are you doing still trying to make this work? Like, why are you...
Get a real job.
Yeah, why are you still pouring your heart and soul and all your energy into this? And obviously now a little bit of redemption and vindication for him, and obviously a huge goal accomplished for everyone involved in the Mongols organization.
I think the cool thing for the Mongols is it obviously has been a long time coming for him, but it's also been one of those where you could see it happening over time. Look at the last 4 tournaments they played. Major grand final. You go into a quarterfinal at IM Cologne, you go into the grand final of the Bounty, and now you go into the grand final here at EWC and you win it. Right now, if we were to do a power ranking, I think we had to have the conversation whether or not the Mongols are number 2 or number 1, you know, as of this very moment. And we live in a world where it's constantly changing. There's Counter-Strike tournaments week after week after week. So when you manage to go into 3 grand finals out of 4 tournaments, 2 of those being, one of them being the major, obviously, another one being EWC, where you end up winning, then you got to be in the conversation of maybe you're the best team in the world, or at least not the second.
Honestly, I'm low-key just mad that they didn't practice before Cologne.
I was going to bring that
They just showed up to Cologne and they lost to Navi in the quarters. It's like, if you just went for a week, just a week practice.
Yeah, might have Cologne.
Maybe something changes there too.
It's so impressive just looking at the fact that it's been almost 2 years that all of these 5 players have been together. And as you were saying, Jacob, just like the consistency, the gradual output that we've seen throughout the duration of 2025, culminating in finally a trophy.
And they're a very young team. Janko said it, right? We had the feeling that sometimes they would choke a bit, but they were the second youngest team ever to be in a final of a major when they got to do that in Austin, right? It's still a young team, still a team that can definitely progress, and still a team that can get much better.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun to see how this team kind of ages with time, right? Where can they go next? What can they improve upon? What can they tweak? What are they going to add in? And can they start kind of setting the tone for what the second half of the season is going to be? You have an opportunity now, if you're the Mongols, to really take the grips of these rankings when you have a Vitality who's kind of struggling to get back to the top, when you have a Falcons who's still trying to figure things out, when you have Spirit who's making roster changes, Mal's with the issues that they're still having. Mongols are in a prime position right now to like look at the second half of the season where we are right now and say, we're going to be in the driver's seat for the next few months, and now it's up to you guys to try and come beat us.
Janko, it makes it such an exciting race when we look at the caliber of teams around. Vitality no longer the reigning kings enacting their reign of terror. The Mongols proving that, twice over, they can beat them and they can also become a competitive force.
Really, Sanzu, at this moment, you're going to give him the years on this photo of the old photo. It's like, leave him Zinho alone. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, it makes it very exciting. Some of these teams are in flux, but Mongols, showing that consistency and longevity pays off, sticking with it and just slowly but surely improving step by step. Finally, they get the payoff.
In a statement grand final, the Mongols are your Esports World Cup 2025 Counter-Strike 2 champions.